pull that up here so you can see it. Oh, I never hit that transition button, so they weren't watching us at all. Now they are. Hi. I never have the transition set up.
Look at me staring at the screen. Like,
hey, look at us.
I'm twiddling my thumbs under here.
Twiddling. So yeah, I don't know exactly what happened. I think what happened, and I'm not positive, is that they came out with a new skin that we used yesterday, and it worked great. And there was a few things with the skin that we talked about that, like, the big blinds weren't there and stuff like that. And we came in this morning and turned it on and said, new update. And he fixed some errors that we found yesterday. And so we downloaded that skin and went, this is awesome. And we changed the size of the cards and stuff like that. And there's just a little glitch. So,
Poker Monkey, will you go make me something? Pizza rolls is my request.
Do you like just cheese or you like pepperoni?
I like it all.
Oh. All right. I'm going to test something because I don't want to sit here for 15 minutes and have it not work. I'm going to change the output to 1 minute. All right. And if it works,
then we have to start again.
Then we'll change it to 15 minutes. But I don't want to sit here for 15 minutes and then have it not work.
Makes sense.
So we're going to have a 1 minute countdown. And so we'll see right now. And I can tell it's already going to work because we have a ticker now and we didn't have the ticker before. And there it's working. So now I'm going to say secure delay. I have to turn this off.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. Change it to 15 minutes to keep it secure. Click delay. Yes. And record. And okay. Go back down here. Yes. Okay. So that just eased my mind that we didn't wait 15 minutes and then go, dang it, that didn't fix it. Let's start over. So perfect.
Got it. Well.
All right. So now we've got, and the neat thing is it's a dynamic delay, so we've only got actually 12 minutes to wait before the 15-minute delay catches up. So we're good to go.
Awesome. Well,
excellent.
Anybody have any questions for
Ask Kim.
How's
the new house? I haven't seen you since I got back from Minnesota.
The house is amazing. The move went really well. We had a lot of awesome help, and
I missed out on all the fun stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Well, don't worry. We have little Post-it notes all over the house that ask Eric to move this, help Hayden move this. So we plan on using your muscles.
All right. Excellent. I love it. And I brought toys back.
Awesome. I know. That's so sweet.
And a bunch of fudge.
She loves her Uncle Eric. Eric.
We get to FaceTime. It's so fun.
She picks up my phone, and the first thing she says, points at it, Eric. She wants to FaceTime her Uncle Eric. I
went downstairs. I buy toys when they're on sale. Like, I go through Target, and my wife goes, what are you looking for? I said, a good deal. It's after Christmas. Everything's on sale. Like, the $20 toys are $5, and I just stock up on stuff. And
so, guys, you can clearly see production is run by men because I just looked at these annoying balloons in the corner, and I'm like, why are there balloons in the corner? And I realized they're mine.
I remember it was somebody's birthday a week ago.
They're mine.
They've been sitting here for a week, and nobody's now.
And it was funny because I said, oh, these balloons are going to be awesome. Emmy's going to love them. But she hasn't even seen them, and now they're dead.
They're dead. They're not totally dead. We can still play with them. What's tomorrow, Saturday?
Yes.
I can come over tomorrow. I'll bring them over. Is she going to be home?
She will be not home. We'll be here. We'll be here.
Not till 4.
Yeah, you can come over before that.
Okay, deal. Bet. Like the cool kids say, bet.
Yeah.
All right.
Are you sure this chat is the same real
Gamble
time?
All, Streamlabs.
Nobody wants to do an Ask Me Anything?
Nobody? All right. We got 20 viewers. Somebody. I'm going to jump onto YouTube just
Ask a troll question.
Just in case, yeah. Like, how are you doing? All right.
Well.
Yeah, Poker Monkey says gamble. All right, I'm gonna go. Let's see. I'm gonna go to YouTube, and I'm gonna switch to my account. And I'm going to go to High Stakes Friday. I'm going to go to... Oh, there we are. And I'm going to say...
So it is live.
Hello. Boom. And pops up hello. So
Okay,
we're
well, there you
working.
are.
It's just everybody, cup, haha, Poker Monkey's laughing. Yeah, they just saw the countdown again. They said, well, damn, I'm not going to sit here for another 15 minutes.
Yeah.
As cool as it is to just sit and talk to Kimmy.
I know.
Weird.
Usually there's I forget who it is. It's Professor Poker something. The poker professor or something on there. Not the PLO professor, the other
different one?
Yeah.
Yeah,
he always,
wants to chat?
He always has 1,000 questions to ask. But yeah, I heard you guys are trying to get 1-3 no limit here on a regular basis.
Yes, kind
I
of
love
bridge
that
the
game.
gap between 1-2. For the people who aren't really ready for a 2-5 game,
It's a
but
perfect structure.
1-2 is just a little too small for
yeah.
them with a
I think
$500 buy-in.
It's a great step up. I definitely plan on helping support that.
So 1-3 blinds, $1,000 buy-in maybe.
Yeah, I think they're still trying to
ironing out
talk
the
about
details.
the capped buy-in, but yeah, it is.
Kevin, join the talk while we wait. All right, Kevin.
Well, thank you, Kevin. Your
Ta-da!
poker made a turkey sandwich. Nice.
All right, we're good to go. What I had to do is I restarted it. I put down a 1-minute delay to make sure it was working. Everything worked. I put it back on a 15-minute delay. We got 7.5 minutes left of that. We're just chatting about the move. Laura Lett says, "Hey, Kim and Eric."
Hello, Laura.
How you doing?
No, actually, I'm gonna go pee.
Okay.
Since I have a 7-minute delay and I want to be ready to go for the action.
When we flew out to Daytona
Am
Beach.
I allowed to say pee?
Well, the marketing director texts us and goes, "That sounds unprofessional. Have to go to the bathroom."
Okay.
And we're like, "Okay, sorry."
Go to the bathroom.
Well, no, because Eddie goes, "All right, I got to go to the bathroom," and he leaves, and then we got a text. That sounds very unprofessional.
Oh, I have to go to the bathroom. It's a professional.
So what are you supposed to do? I have to talk to the man about a horse? I mean, I don't know. Sorry, nature calls.
I have to exit the building for,
yes.
or exit
we have to
the
leave
room
for a undetermined
personal
reason.
Business matter. That's more professional.
Yeah,
for sure.
I have a quick business meeting. How often have you been playing Chinese poker? Now, are you asking like in general, or are you asking in the club? Because they've been playing in the club very big. Like I play with my friends on the apps for like $1 a point, and
Kim's a big DJ, and she'll play for $20, $25 a
well,
point.
so some of my friends play for like my high roller friends play for like $1 a point.
Yeah, I've played for $5.
And I was gonna say some of my crazy guys play for $5, but most of them play for like 50 cents or 25 cents a point or whatever. You play for 100 points, or whatever. It's and then when they were saying they were going to play OFC for 25 a point, and I went, wow, that's really small. I mean, I play for $1. You guys are only playing for 25 cents. That's what I was like.
I'm in. I'll play.
No, I was like, I can do. I mean, man, I'm in. Let's go. And then I found out it was $25 a point, so they have like $1,000 hands, and I went, don't do that. No. How often at the club has she been playing? I was gone all last week, so I don't know if it happened at all last week when I was. Probably not, because they were in the middle of moving.
Yeah.
But a week before that, they were in here 3-4 days
for the play.
Playing OFC.
Couple days a week they play OFC early in the morning, like 10 or 11.
Yeah, and they roll in early.
Usually on stream days, so like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, they'll get here 10 or 11, and they'll just bootstrap it for the rest of the night.
Right on. I like that term, bootstrapping.
Yeah, I just made it up.
Poker Monkey, you want to get in here for some $20 OFC?
Yeah, with Jose.
Jose and Yao. I can set it up. You know who makes all the money in that game?
The dealers.
The dealers make so much money.
They make so much money.
They love it. It's
Again,
so good.
Sorry for that technical issue.
I think, and oh, you know what else? I'll bet you the ticker's going to be wrong again. But I think what happened, and I was telling the chat that that new skin that didn't have the big blinds yesterday that we talked about, and then he corrected it, and then we had the big blinds when I downloaded it today, and I think that little glitch. Well, that's perfect. It's a perfect way to learn at $25 a point.
Poker Monkey wants to play $20 a point because he doesn't know how to play.
Well, that's a great idea. You should probably start
Beginner's
at
luck.
$20 a game.
And yes, so he asked how long you've been playing it, and I said I wasn't here all last week, but the week before that you were in here 3-4 days playing. And
I was playing for an hour before the stream
Oh,
on
today?
my phone. Yeah,
on your phone.
doing.
Yes,
That's
I did
what
see
I was
that.
doing when I was sitting there.
Laura played the. How did that go? At Ticket Stock is a radio station. Now I'm not familiar with Dallas.
I don't know what that is.
Public radio. It's a radio station, theticket.com, and we sponsored, and the ticker is correct, so they did fix that glitch. That's
awesome.
Good. And so we sponsored a booth there, and we had a free roll sit and go, 8-player sit and go at 1 o'clock, and like a 16-player sit and go at 3 o'clock,
That's
something
awesome.
like that. 10K starting stack, 10-minute levels, just for people who just want to try it out for a while.
Good promotion.
I don't even know what the prize. Laura, do you know what the prizes were out there? I don't know.
Probably merchandise.
Probably merch. I know they had merch there. They had a nice booth set up. If you go check out our Facebook, Twitter, Instagram page, I shared everything this morning. Super fun. They had a few of our dealers go out there. I don't even know who was there. I know Matt. Matt was there. Craig was there. Chris Tess, I think, was there. And they brought some dealers. I think, I'm not positive. I'm not sure who was there, but sounds like a good time. So I'm gonna leave you guys alone.
All right.
Cool.
Well, you're
2.5 minutes.
You're gonna be in the booth with me tomorrow, so we're gonna have some fun tomorrow. It's gonna be Kim Fun and I tonight. So I'm gonna switch headphones. I'm gonna switch seats.
Were you able to get another player?
Yeah.
Awesome. Who was it?
Joe. He's played some of the bigger streams at TCH. You'll know him when he gets here. Yep. So, all right. Hopefully in about 2 minutes,
He has curly hair.
Kind of curly hair. Yeah. It's gonna be. Actually, I need to get that squared away.
So did you invite Joe because the other Joe didn't show, so that you could just keep the name Joe in there?
So here's what happened. Joe Johnson. He's playing tomorrow's stream. He thought it was today from 4 to 8 p.m.
Oh.
So he was here. And I went back and read the text. And like I guess somewhere in the middle of moving, I said Friday. And then I said, oh, no, Saturday. And then when I said,
read the,
and then I read the text and I sent him the quote unquote official text and it said Saturday. He's like, oh, I went from your original Friday, but I didn't read the second text and I just realized it's Saturday. I was like, yeah, sorry about that miscommunication on my part, blah, blah, blah.
But he happened to be in the room.
But no, he wasn't in the room, so he left because he was waiting for me because he was wondering.
Yeah.
And then we were out to lunch, and then I just called him because I knew he's like, well, I'm just going to head down the street. So I said, hey, like last minute.
Come back.
He's like, oh, 15 minutes. He's like, he's like, okay, I'm catching out right now. So
Nice.
He'll be here in a few minutes. He's going to be occupying the 7th seat. It's going to be on the right of Hayden. So we're going to get into the action here pretty soon. Again, I got Miss Texas Kim in the booth with me, Eddie the Asian Sensation. Going to give you some Friday night 5, 10, 25. Got a nice little lineup. Got Habib in the 1 seat. We got Frankie from NextGen in the 2 seat. Sam Nimer making his Poker House live stream debut in the 3 seat.
Debut.
Yeah.
I like it.
Arve Phil, been playing regularly here the past streams in the past few weeks. Got Carlos, another regular here. DW, Dwayne Hicks in the 7th seat. And again, it is going to be Joe, just a different Joe in seat 7. Got Hayden Fortini in the 8th seat, Mr. Texas Kim, and Danny Marx in the 9th seat. So Here we go. Whole cards out. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen.
All right. Action, action.
Again, this is a 3 to 5K buy-in. I think most players started with about 4.5, give or take.
Habib wins the first hand, even though Danny had the best hand on the flop.
Yeah, and we've been watching Habib's progression over the past few months. Been picking up the aggression. So, again, a regular here at Poker House. Mustafa was actually supposed to play, but he had to cancel for some last minute. But he did cancel at a reasonable time. So, I'm okay with, if you give me 24 hours notice, I'm totally fine with that because I can usually find somebody pretty relative.
For Hold'em, anyway.
For Hold'em, yeah.
Yeah.
We've heard about you guys have heard about the PLO debacle yesterday in terms of players.
Yeah, but I mean, I get it. Everybody has lives.
Yeah.
But you just need to know that, you know, if you want a PLO stream, you gotta show up and commit.
Gotta show.
Otherwise, the PLO stream might go away.
Looks like we're gonna go 4 ways to this. Oh, maybe 4 ways to this flop. Unless, yeah, I think Carlos is thinking he's getting a decent price with 9-3, but
why not?
yeah, why not?
Let's go.
Sorry, let me get you on the full screen. I apologize for that, Rick. Let's get you squared away. Not full screen. Sorry about that.
Can't believe they didn't want to watch us
while we
sitting here staring at the big screen. Oh no! I hope I didn't pick my nose. Wow, everybody's got a little bit of everything with all these threes and straight draws, and Sam with the pair and the nut flush draw. It's a great hand.
Yeah, DW Open ended. Habib with top pair.
Yeah.
Can probably have 3 players going to this turn.
Okay, that was hard to look at. Okay.
Would it be? Yeah, so it looks like we're going to go 3 ways to this turn. Again,
So Habib bet 625. Everybody checked to the button. And then everybody called.
nice little card here for Habib. Let's see what sizing he's going to use here on the turn. After, I would imagine it's going to check to him. Oh, Sam going to grab out leading chips. A little bit of a blocker bet, $250 into
The world's tiniest blocker bet.
Yeah, super tiny blocker bet.
I'm a huge fan of the blocker bet as long as it is going to accomplish something. So with how aggressive Habib is, I don't think it's going to accomplish what you want. I mean, it winds up just in bloating the pot here. So if you're going to blocker bet, you want to be fully prepared sometimes to have like really strong hands.
Yeah.
Like if he had ace jack and he threw out a tiny blocker bet,
Yeah.
I would love that because it just induces some bluff raises, induces action with a hand that you love and that you want to continue with.
Let's see if Sam's going to continue here.
Now, in fairness, he bet 250 and Habib's bet was only 900. So relative to the size of the pot, it actually might have accomplished what he wanted, which was a smaller price to call.
Ace on the river could get him in trouble though. River's 2 pair brings in some, straight draws, king queen. Gonna check to him and gonna bet $500 in. Sam, again, that was a really bad river card for him. Could have put, I'm not sure what Sam was putting Habib on there on that bet. Habib gonna pick up a nice little pot here, about 3,500. Gonna push him to about 7K.
The bet on the river was sizable.
Yeah, 700. It was only 700 into like.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
And then he snap called too. So So, Rick, I removed that. Some of these settings were still the same from the tournament last night, so I took off the big blind amount. So, in about 15 minutes on your end, you're just going to see chip count stacks. Yeah, and this is a new graphic that we tried yesterday. Was updated. That was a function of the tech issue. There was another update for the software, so...
I don't know. I'm a little bit of a snob. I don't really like his graphic.
I can change it midstream.
No, oh, you don't have to do that.
Yeah.
If everybody else likes it, let's keep it. But the big thing is, like, I can't handle the cards being in an arch like that. Like, if the dealer put the flop out in an arch, I would freak. I would be like, what are you doing?
That's fair.
Like, who puts the flop is not in an arch. A flop is in a straight line. I can't handle these kinds of irregularities.
Yeah.
But also, I really love the 4-color deck. I don't know what happened to that one.
Yeah, I think that's also a function of just letting... I think you can just change it. So let's see here. Carlos with a gutter. Danny with middle pair. A straight draw. No one with spades.
Poker Monkey, you can't cheer for everybody. He says, let's go Frankie, Carlos, Hayden, Danny. That's half the table.
Yeah, you got to pick. You can pick 2 at most. And you have to put them in the order of your preference.
No, don't do that.
No, just kidding.
We don't want to know. Next time I play at a table with Kimmy, I'm going to pay the dealer to put the cards out in an arch. Yeah. That's fair. That's fair.
And it looks like... We're getting warmed up here.
So you said we can't get chip counts yet?
Yes, we can get chip counts now. So let's do that real quick. Get updated chip counts. Should be popping up. Not sure why they're not. Oh, I know why they're not popping up, because I'm actually in the wrong thing. Sorry about that. Let's go here. I need to do this. I forgot we needed the system restart. A little bit of a different setup here. Sorry about that. Let's get you back there.
I really do think I'm bad luck for the stream.
No.
Every time I come back here, there's always some kind of like miniature meltdown.
No, it's okay. We got everything squared up. I'm going to be pulling up chip count stacks here in just a bit. And again, a new skin update. There's going to be a bit of a lag as I pull up, as I open up an interactive user face for stats. So give me just a second. All right, let's pick up action here. Hand 13. Missed the first 10 hands or so.
Captain Underpair says Hayden and Hayden.
There you go. That's a good one. You're slightly biased, but it's okay. We take bias.
Yes.
Hey, Gil Jack Poker. I don't know if you heard. I don't know if you know who Gil is. Gil's a young upcomer, 18-year-old from California. Started his poker blog, professional poker player. Very, very solid 18-year-old player.
Awesome.
Look at this, Danny flopping trips here.
Against Carlos's king high flush draw, as well as Sam's open-ended. Yeah, a lot of action cards.
Gil, I shot you out on the stream on Wednesday, so I posted a link to your YouTube page to get you some subscribers. So
Gil likes the graphics.
It's gonna be an interesting turn. Oh, Carlos gets
here
there.
We go. And open-ended gets there.
Oh, wow, look at this.
This is definitely an action turn. Now Sam is betting with the worst of it.
Yeah, bet about 40% pot.
I don't blame him. It
I
looks
think
like
Carlos is going to come back.
Hand.
Yeah, Carlos looks like, oh, let's see if he's just going to call here. Just going to call. Then he knows that's a really bad card from a lot of draws get there. Flushes get there. Straights get there.
He definitely cannot fold, though.
Yeah.
So let's see what happens on this river.
2 diamonds. Doesn't change anything here on this river. Let's see if Carlos is just gonna lead the. Not gonna lead the river here.
Wow, everyone checks. I wouldn't be surprised if Sam thinks he has the best hand and he bets again. I don't blame him.
Let's see what sizing he's gonna use here, if he decides to bet. I wonder if he's use one of these.
Good check. Wow, nice discipline check.
Yeah. And I think he's got to believe that once he bets and he gets 2 callers, that one of these players has a flush draw, potentially a full house, but no one check raise turn, right? So, like, you can probably discount some full houses there. So
I am wondering what Carlos was thinking as to why he checked twice there.
Yeah.
He underrepresented his hand. I think if he checks the turn, he needs to be check raising,
Right.
just to get max value on that hand. But very nice pot. I think there was definitely some chips left on the table though in that hand, especially given the holdings. Holy moly, the pot could have been a lot larger.
a lot bigger than. And again, this is Sam's first time playing our stream, and I know you obviously you saw him and knew him, so you said hi to him. So he's definitely no stranger to poker.
And Carlos has played with him before, so but it could just be also Sam is a tighter player, so maybe he was just giving him some respect there that he had a strong holding, which he did.
All players here having a reasonable hand. Habib with a big 3-bet. I don't think that was a raise. It must have been a straddle. Oh, there must have been the potential misraise.
Habib with a nice squeeze, able to pick up $305 pre-flop with no flop with ace queen.
All right, we're gonna try something different. We started doing this a few nights ago. Let's talk about Habib, one of our regulars here. We got. Again, we've talked about his restaurant. Owns Selda Mediterraneans off Beltline in the Addison area. Phenomenal food. We had to cater for your birthday.
Amazing.
Before if you want to get a shot, get a chance to make it out there, head on out to Selda Mediterranean on Beltline in Addison. He's a restaurant owner there. Been playing poker for only 4 years. Loves Hold'em. Style of play, very aggressive. We've seen that before in past streams. And his best accomplishment, I think, was down the road, TCH, where he won about $25K on their Wednesday 5, 10, 25 live stream. So that's Habib. Again, Habib in the 1 seat. Let's get back to action. Table or hand 15. Sam just going to call on the hijack with 5s. Would like to see DW squeeze there with ace-jack offsuit after some limps. It's definitely a good hand, good candidate to squeeze with. Looks like Habib is in the lead with top pair.
All right, Sam trying to make an honest man out of Habib. And DW doing the same with 2 overs. Let's see what happens here on the turn. Oh, wow, another action turn. Now Danny has, I don't know if Danny's in this hand anymore.
Ace-5 gets there.
Yeah, I don't think Danny's in this hand anymore, so.
Looks like Habib picking up another pot here. So nothing significant going on unless something happened the first 10 hands that I totally missed. So,
well, we never got the
stats. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what's going on with that.
Probably tell a little bit, like based on.
I can pull them up on this end. Not sure why it's not working. I did just text Eric.
Okay.
It's working yesterday. Let's see. Kim.
It happens every time I'm in here. Like, can't have smooth sailing when Kim's in the booth. Just bad beat central. All right, RB Phil with a very nice raise there. Ace, queen of diamonds. Looks like Habib is up money though, and
Yeah, I can pull up like cumulative winnings a different way, but it's not the ideal way. Let's take a look at some of these stats.
all right, Hayden with a hand he can open with. Pocket sevens on the button.
Surprised didn't he full of Jack 9 suited there?
Yeah, that's interesting.
Especially to a button open, late position open.
I think he might be playing like a 3 better fold in the small blind right
Yeah.
there, but
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
I would never fold it.
I'm never folding there either. Irrespective of if it's Hayden, I'm never folding there till late
Yeah.
position open.
And everybody else and their brother is in now, so.
We go multi-way to this flop. 10-9 queen. Frankie flopping 2 pair.
On
Habib
an
with the
all
best.
club board though.
Yeah.
Habib with top pair, no kicker.
You can probably just see Frankie call here. Again, it's a really wet board.
Yeah, a hand like this with bottom 2 pair on an all club and an obvious straight flop becomes kind of like a bluff catcher.
Yeah.
So you don't really want to bloat this pot. You're in position. You're in pretty decent shape.
See, probably a check. Let's see if no Habib could probably barrel here. Yeah, could represent clubs. Little small bet here, 250 and about 1,000.
It's a very weird bet for Frankie though, because it just looks like he's just value owning him with his like little pair and flush draw.
Yeah,
this turn
jack
flush.
of clubs kind of thing.
It's tough for Frankie to hero call with bottom 2 pair on this board. Now he loses to all aces that might have had a club. There's just a lot of things that just got ruined on the turn. Yeah, Frankie lets it go. That's a tough one. It's a small pot. It's not a huge deal, but it does feel dirty whenever you have to just give up on a pot like that to such a tiny bet. Are you sure it's not me? I promise I don't touch any buttons, but
What happened was there was just a little bit of a delay. Oh, I was turned way down. So what happened was there was just a little bit of a delay. Do you see how long it took me between the time, and you probably weren't paying attention, between the time I hit connect?
oh gosh, what did you do? There's a huge hand. We need to
Come back.
It's frozen.
So,
Oh, you got Carlos with aces, Hayden with ace king.
all right.
Habib in there with a little 10 Dewey suited. Frankie in there with 10-9 suited. Carlos limped under the gun with aces. This is going to be hugely problematic. Here it goes. Limp raise coming. Raise to 750. I think this size is a little small, given that everyone's propensity to continue calling. Is that us?
No, it's we're really using the CPU over here. I'm going to shut down. Eddie likes to open a
Too
whole
many
bunch
windows.
of windows. I'm going to shut down a bunch of them really quickly. Just there we go. See, now we're back in the green over here.
Okay.
We have a super strong computer, and Eddie still overpowers it with his Windows.
Yeah. I wonder what Hayden's thinking right now. I can never tell when he goes into the tank like this if he's thinking about being a hero and folding, or if he's thinking about, you know.
Has he put any money into the pot yet?
Yeah, he was the first opener. Oh, and he folds. Wow. Very nice. And now everybody goes away. Interesting. And now Sam.
Sam's not going to hero this with 3-4.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Okay.
Right.
Well, nice. Nice pot, Carlos. 625.
So how much of that was player dependent? Like he's folding because it's Carlos?
I think it's, you know, I think it's unfortunate. I tell people this all the time, but I don't really think that the limp raise is the greatest way to play aces under the gun, because it just does telegraph so much strength.
Right.
When you're playing that way, I think if you're going to play aces that way, you better be like showing some like 7 deuces that way or some other type holdings, because it just allows people to exploitively fold really
just
great
play
hands.
perfect
Like
poker against
Hayden,
you.
like he just opens to 150 and folds ace king.
Yeah.
Now, granted, you know, I know Hayden respects Carlos's you know, large 3-bets. So, oh my gosh, another one. Hayden opens to 9-8 suited, and now Sam has got aces. This is very confusing the way this is set up, though, because it says Hayden raises, and now I see, and then Sam's hand pops up before Frankie's hand. I don't understand how that happened.
Frankie's small blind. This is big blind. He's indented, so the action's on him.
Okay, yeah.
And what it does is it shows the person it's on and the next person.
Okay.
I can change it to only show the person it's on, and then we don't see the next person's hand.
I prefer that.
I can. That's a click of a button.
Okay, cool. Because I've just like, I was confused on whose action it was. But I'm sorry, guys. Like, I don't mean to be complaining.
No, that's personal preference, and I'm going to change this to action on. And in our next hand, all we're going to have is action on, and we won't have the next person's hand until it's their turn to act. The downside of that is, oh, what happened there? Did I click that?
Oh, no.
All right.
This is not important. This hand's not important at all.
No, it doesn't matter at all.
I
We
mean, there's got a
Frankie 3-bet to 850?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. This is important. Sam is making a little bit of a Hollywood there. I don't blame him, though. He's just trying to pretend like he's got a big decision here.
Now, this is a 5K starting stack. Did he buy in for the max and he's down to 2,500, or we don't know?
We don't know.
Okay, because
remember
we lost the first.
Yeah, so we don't know.
The first 15 minutes.
He did
listen to this.
lose some money.
Okay.
He did lose some money recently with a straight versus trips and a flush.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, I heard it just working. It's just general stuff on how many do that. Yeah. I had surgery 3 weeks ago, and sometimes do those snaps. It's bad. I got about 3 more weeks, and I'm getting close to feeling somewhat normal.
What do you think?
I think Frankie should realize that his hand is massively behind anything that Sam is jamming here with, because I believe Sam would be ace-queen suited, ace-king most of the time, and then all his big pairs. So I think that while ace-10 suited just looks so sexy, it's just it's really behind versus Sam's jamming range here. But he doesn't know Sam, so maybe that factors into it.
How about this? Frankie's been playing a lot of games live at the bike and the Hustler. How does that experience relate to his experience here? Is he going to?
There you go. Nice fold. Nice fold. I think that it should translate. And also he's more familiar with the Texas crowd than he is even the LA high stakes crowd. So I think you know, as Frankie plays more and more of these high stakes streams, he's just gonna learn a lot. We learn very quickly. But that was a very nice fold.
Like it. Min says, for the curious, Frankie is eating healthy from a place called Flower Child. That's that bowl of sprouts behind him there.
Well, if you wanted to eat a bunch of flowers, and I think eating from a restaurant called Flower Child seems perfectly optimal.
That'd be good.
Yeah. I prefer a little cow with my flowers.
I love eating cows.
Yes. Sorry to all of you
They taste delicious.
non-cow eating people.
I went home and I have so much steak in my freezer. When I was home last, I ate steak like
Did you bring any back?
I can.
What
next
happened?
Time. No, I just.
Anytime.
All right, I'll bring a bunch of steak back, and it's.
Venison, please.
Oh, we have venison.
What?
All right, I'm gonna let the Asian sensation Eddie back in the booth. What happened was you had opened it, and when it didn't respond right away, you tried to open it again, and that's why it was locked up. So I had to exit everything. I also closed out all of your windows because we were lagging.
All right, no more tonight. No more technical because we're going to run good
No.
the rest of the night.
Wait, I still have this.
No, you're good.
I still have this crooked flop to look at. Anyways, this is RV Phil with the best current hand and Habib with a nice drawing hand. Let's see what happens here.
Draw to the wheel.
And Habib has
With
the
a flush
betting
draw.
lead right now, so and also position. Oh, but that check back might show a little weakness. He might need to
gets
get
there.
there. Oh, and he does. Let's see how Phil with the blocker bet this time. And Habib.
Straight flush is good. Straight flush is good for you.
Oh, with the slow roll. I love it.
What on earth?
Now, these players have some rapport. They're played down the street at TCH. So, all right, I got my sub, and we got Joe Johnson in the 8th seat. So thank you for him for coming in last minute. Habib has been picking up a few pots here at the beginning. So let's pull up some stats real quick. Let's take a look at these chip stack sizes. There we go. Habib so far up about 88,700. Danny 7,100. Hayden all the way down to 3,200. Look for him to probably top off at some point if he hasn't already. Let's take a look at some cumulative winnings. Habib and Carlos, the two big. Oh, yep. We'll do it next hand.
Well, that was fun. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
Okay, $100 raise. Danny with a smooth call with his pocket nines in position.
I don't want to even put a $100
Sam with a nice hand on the button.
I'm going to 3-bet on the button with ace-queen offsuit. Pretty standard 3-bet.
I think the sizing is a tiny bit small.
Yeah. Especially after Danny. Yeah, probably make like 400.
Yeah, I would say
At least 400
even
there?
450.
Yeah.
Mainly because, again, remember when you're on the button, people aren't going to give you a ton of credit anyways. So they're going to be peeling very wide versus your 3-betting button range sometimes. Right. And it just depends on what you're trying to accomplish. If you want everybody to call, then this size is fine.
Right.
If you're trying to ISO an opener or squeeze out Danny, the sizing needs to be a little bit larger. So Danny's still with the best hand. But Sam with the betting lead. Looks like everybody checks to him, and he makes a small bet, 250.
And I think the line that Danny took here, he definitely has some of these middling pairs. Don't see him folding here just yet. Yeah, going to make the call. Sam going to need an ace or a queen here. 10.
Now, this is a great card for Danny.
Right.
He doesn't necessarily think Sam has a 10 anyways, but even if he did think it, now it's very unlikely Sam has a 10. Also makes it difficult for Sam to continue on that card once he gets called. So I expect that Danny's going to win this pot most of the time, unless...
I think he's going to go to check call mode here. Not much worse is going to call him here. Yeah. Danny going to take down this pot about plus 940. Going to be up a bit here. All right, now that this hand's over, we can look at cumulative winnings. Here we go. We got Habib, Carlos, biggest winners so far. Danny up about $100 after that last hand.
We didn't get to see how Hayden lost his 2K.
So must have lost it in the first 10 hands when we had some technical issues here in the booth. So still plenty of poker left. About an hour into the stream. We'll be playing about 9:45 here live, 10 o'clock on the live stream side, the 15-minute delay. Let's get some big pots going. Haven't had too much of a lot tonight, at least not early on. All right, if you haven't liked the stream yet, go ahead and give it a like. Again, newcomer Joe Johnson coming in the 8th seat just a few minutes ago. The last minute fill-in after one of my players canceled last, like 5 minutes after the stream actually started. So if you haven't liked the stream, there we go. Habib here with the suited ace, ace-9 +1. Just gonna call. Gonna invite a lot of players probably into this hand. Hayden not here. Gonna get auto fold his hand. Look at this. No one with anything. DW with middle pair here. DW with the best hand. 2 pair. 6s and 3s with a jack kicker. See the new graphics. Get all the bearing straight here. All right, let's take a look. DW, let's pull him up real quick. Got Dwayne Hicks. In the trucking logistics business, sells actually tires for big wheel trucks. Also a real estate investor, has a number of double-digit rental properties across Texas and Oklahoma. Been playing poker for 12 years. His favorite game is the one we're playing right now, No Limit Hold'em. Style of play, a little tight passive. We've seen that before in the past. And his best poker accomplishment, he told me about this. He played in a private yacht game where the minimum buy-in was $50K, and he won over 6 figures on that private yacht game. So that's pretty good, not too bad. Let's get back into the action here. All right, just a limp here under the gun from Habib with Jack-10 suited. D-Dub going to make it 75 with 10-6 suited. Joe coming in with a 3-bet with a suited king. Going to take it down, it looks like.
No, Habib called.
Habib called. Okay, Jack-10 suited.
Yeah.
6-3-3. Let's see if Joe's going to try to rip it over pair. Going to just check this flop. He knows that's not a really good board for his 3-betting range. That's 500 to about 760, 2/3 pot. And Habib going to make the call. Non-believer going to basically min raise it here. He knows this is not a good board for Joe, especially after check 3-betting. Oh, 3-betting pre-flop, 3-betting pre-flop, and
Nice play, Habib.
Not betting the flop here.
I listened to everyone saying they would have snap raised him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Habib mixing it up. I love it.
I thought that was my coffee. That's why I grabbed it.
I know. That's why I had to stop you. You coffee whore.
I think we have our bearings straight, bootstrapped up here in the booth. Everything's working well.
So far, so good.
So far, so
Let's
good.
do some stats while they're doing these this flip.
All right, what stats you want to see, Miss Kim?
Let's see some VPIP.
Let's take a look at that. So VPIP percentages. Habib, no surprise, up there, 62%. Newcomer here, Sam, 45%. Frankie and Hayden down below, 33%, 20%. And Joe just coming in, just playing 20%. So a little deceptive for Joe.
But everyone's playing.
Getting into it here. Starting a little slow again. Nothing of substance has happened yet on the stream. So sometimes these streams start out slow and then pick up steam throughout the night based off some action. So
yeah, we get one more slow roll from Habib, and I think that will definitely dial things up a notch.
Yep, I agree.
So any ask him anything, questions while we ignore this flip that they're doing. As always, we do these flips on the stream to help create a little jackpot where we ask that the players tip production. The winner of the hand will tip production in an automatic tip. And it just is a way to show our appreciation to the action tracker, to Eddie in the booth, to Eric who works so hard. Definitely want to just remember to take care of all the people that make these types of things possible.
Yeah, we want to make sure we take care of you guys as well. And the chat just gave you 2,500 points.
There you go.
Gamble away here again. As
love those loyalty points that do a whole lot of except create frustration whenever when you don't win. Oh look, Queen of the Felt.
I told her to watch the stream because she's talking about coming down here and playing our stream. I told her, I asked her what stakes she wanted to play, gave her the stakes that we play between Thursday and Saturday. She's interested in playing this game. I said, hey, this is going to be a very similar lineup to the Friday stream if you come down. So tune in tonight, get a little bit of an idea.
Welcome, Queen of Felt.
Kim Stone in the booth.
I've actually played with her.
Yeah, that was with Lily. Who else was on that stream besides Juliet, who is the Queen of Felt? Lily. Who else was on that stream? I don't remember.
I think it was just us three is in ladies. I don't remember. I think eBay Dave might have been playing that stream.
Okay.
For some reason, I think so. But I don't really recall. But she's a very nice lady and brings a real elegance to the table. So it'll be nice to have her.
Queen of Felt saying, hey, Kim.
Nice.
Look forward to having you some point mid-March. All right, Sam here going to make it $100 King Queen offsuit +1. And this is a non-straddled pot. So
She said she confirmed eBay Dave was there.
okay, so eBay Day was there. I got it. So we're going to go, looks like we're going 4 ways to the flop here. Sam flopping the best with top pair with King Kicker. D-Dub with a little bit of a gutty to a straight. It's going to need a 4 on the turn or river. Sam going to bet 150.
Well, when we play 7-6 offsuit in late position like this and we flop a hand like this, we should not be folding for this size bet. So I concur with this call.
Sam's going to barrel the turn. He's probably D-Dub. He's going to fold on this turn. Going to bet
That's also
small
very
bet.
small.
Well, Sam knows that D-Dub probably doesn't. He could have some pocket 5s, pocket 3s here, but he would have raised the turn. So D-Dub thinking he's getting a good price on the turn to call and try and chase his gutter. Misses on the river. See if he's going to bet for value or just go into check call mode.
I do like a check here. It gives DW some rope to hang himself by, and DW obliges.
Yeah, good check back by there, knowing that maybe he was definitely going to check call mode. So D-Dub, knowing that he can't win with 7 high, opted to turn his hand into bluff because it is a bluff because he just said 7 high. So it gets called down by Sam. Sam going to pick up a nice little pot there again. Juliet, this game has not picked up the wheels yet. So usually we get a little more action early on these streams, but We're starting to pick up steam here.
Well, there's quite a few losers in this game already, and there's quite a few winners. So that's always a sign that there must have been action. I think we might not caught it all with all the chaos that was in the production side, but I think it will pick up steam here soon.
Yeah.
All we need is one bloody note.
Yep. Game Theory Impossible. The game is going on. If you want to type in exclamation points, basically for these degen gamblers that are in the chat, it's a way to degen fake fun points just for fun. So, imaginary dice rolls, yeah. So they're degenning with fake points. That's neither here nor there. Look at this. Going to get some three-way. Okay, Frankie's going to fold here. RV Phil going to make it 175. Looks like it's probably a straddled pot. Habib going to call in the big blind with sixes.
If you notice, this game is playing a little bit smaller. Everyone blames me and OFC for making the gameplay bigger.
Yeah.
So I guess the two people that are missing in this lineup probably show that why this game is playing just a tiny bit smaller than normal. But it's still just a great game and fun players. And whoa, did you see that?
I did not. Looking at the production side, so.
Yeah, but anyways, I think that it's still just it's going to be fun. And they're definitely just a lot of great personalities here.
Yeah, fun group, action-packed group. Now, like Kim said, Juliet, I was telling she was wanting to know how big this game was going to potentially play. I said, look at it tonight. Can I get a slight barometer of what to expect? I will say, based off action so far, it's playing slightly smaller than I anticipated. But again, we're only about an hour into the stream, so.
Yeah, but she played the other stream, and that game is very similar. So she's going to be fully prepared, so it'll be fine. All right, Frankie with a nice hand in the big blind, king, queen offsuit. Oh, Shane says Brian Green wants to play in some of these games. Brian Green is more than welcome. Would love to have him. Love his action. Love his attitude.
He'd be good for the game. Shane, you have my number, so.
Yep,
Kim,
give him either one.
Yeah, either one of us. Kim normally runs the PLO lineups, mixed game lineups. I run generally the Friday, Saturday lineup. So if you want to give him my number, go ahead. Feel free to. But make sure when he texts me to say, hey, this is Brian Green. I got your number from Shane. Because I get multiple texts a week saying, hey, do you have a seat open, without telling me their actual name and who it's from. So $50 straddle on. Hayden's going to make it 150 with ace-5 suited in the hijack. Yeah. No surprise that Habib going to call on the button with king-10 off.
RV Phil with a nice playable hand, and Carlos with a nice playable hand. These are four nice hands. Habib's is the weakest, but he is on the button. So if you're going to play a weak hand, it should be on the button.
I like Hayden's hand until I see this flop. RV Phil with a pretty lockdown on this. RV Phil flopping queen high flush.
Checks round.
And he's going to be. This could be a trouble card for Hayden here. Turns two pairs.
Bless you.
Thank you. RV Phil going to check. Hoping somebody hit that ace.
Oh, Hayden falling into the trap, putting a little value bet there. Let's see what happens when RV Phil gets the action, and he does make a big raise.
Announces a check raise here. It's a pretty large.
It's a pretty large min raise.
Oh yeah.
I was about to say the same thing.
No, actually, I meant to say it's a pretty strong move with a check raise with action behind. Hayden's gonna have to be forced to call here, looking to
peel an ace or a 5.
Yeah.
That's the problem with the min click. You know, when the board pairs here, you're not gonna be sure where you're at. But
6 of clubs
for him.
This is a good card for Hayden because he can get away from some hands. 4-liner to a straight, 3 diamonds out there.
Oh, look at Erwin saying, I love the stream, especially when my favorite commentators are on.
Talking about Kim. He's definitely not talking about me.
Oh, no way.
Hi-ya.
All right. Phil's bet 1,200 now, and Hayden is deciding whether he slow played a flush or whether he had maybe a hand like ace high and diamonds.
I feel like every time I watch these streams, whether it's you or Hayden, and whether or not it's here at Poker House or TCH, you guys get put in these tough spots. Your dad's in the chat.
Well, hello, John Mahler. He said, good evening, Kim, Eddie, and Hayden. At least he got it right.
Yeah. This time he didn't call me Moneymaker, so. Greetings,
let's go,
John and
Hayden.
Kathy.
Yeah. It's Cappy, C-A-P-P-Y.
Oh, is it? I thought you said Kathy.
No, Cappy.
Greetings, John and Cappy. Okay.
So she has a very old school name, Caprice.
Oh.
Is her name. I think it's a really beautiful name. When I was a kid, I was just like, what is a Caprice?
Yeah.
But my parents told me that it's a car.
Yeah, yeah.
That's an old
I think it's
car.
Chevy is
Yeah.
the maker of it. So.
But I think it's a very pretty name.
Yeah, Hayden in a tough spot here.
Still in the tank.
And he knows Phil is capable of bluffing. Phil could be, yeah. He think he could. I wonder if he was putting RV Phil on ace diamonds something.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And he could have had something like that.
Yeah, ace X of diamonds. Ace X of diamonds with whatever. Knowing that he potentially turned top pair top pair with the ace of diamonds with a redraw to the nut flush draw. So after Hayden turning top pair there, tough spot for Hayden.
Captain Underpair says
It is
a
Chevy. Okay,
Yeah.
that's what I thought. I don't think they make them anymore. So
No, I don't think they made them when I was a kid.
and Kara in the box now, first time making her live stream debut in the box at the 5-10-25 level.
Joe with a nice hand.
Yep.
Raising to 150 after DW limps under the gun with Queen 7 suited.
Non-straddled pot here. Don't see D-Dub folding.
He called.
Okay, and he calls. We're going to go three ways to this flop. Look at this.
DW crushing this flop.
Flopping two pair here. Habib back overcard, backdoor spades.
Now he has a straight draw.
Yeah. Let's see what sizing D-Double is going to go here. A big bet here. 80%
Relative to the pot, yeah.
Not too many. I mean, turn brings in backdoor spade, backdoor diamonds, brings in some straight draws. Yeah, Joe's gonna call here with the nines.
He has a straight draw as well.
Yeah,
I just realized. Got a ball.
Three of hearts. Now, if DW thinks he's ahead on the turn, he's definitely ahead on the river. See? I'd like to see DW sizing here to kind of make it a smaller sizing to get him to call there. See what sizing he makes it. Makes it
Looks like 800.
800. Pretty big sizing. I would have probably maybe gone around 500 or so to target hands like nines, tens. DW picking up a nice hand there.
Frankie talking about his
Live at the bike experience.
live at the bike game.
All right.
I apologize, honey.
Hey, say it. Hey, no, I don't know. I didn't see. I just seen that one.
This is Joe and Sam's first time playing in the stream. So I told you there was a miscommunication during the move last week. I said Friday. He came up and played, and so he was already in the area. He was down at TCH, I think, playing grinding 2-5. So I gave him a buzz. Said, "Hey, you're going to be my first alternate tonight." And then, you know, Joe Sebring was supposed to play, canceled last minute, and I said, "Hey, yeah, your seat just opened up. You're good." I played against him before 2-5 over there at TCH. So, all right, let's get action here. Hand 31. After this hand, going to pull up some stats.
7 full, 8 full, 9 full, 1 full, 2 full. 3 makes it 75. 75.
So I'm in the button, going to make it a 75. Queen Jack offsuit, non-straddled pot. Probably going to get everybody to call here, knowing that he could be raising wide on the button like Kim had said earlier. So some aces out of play. 10, 2-6-4. Not a really good board here.
No one really hitting much of anything.
Yeah,
here.
Habib does flop top pair though. No one has a much in terms of like draws. Habib gonna bet top pair here. Gonna bet half pot, slightly over half pot. But most players gonna be forced to fold here, unless someone's gonna get a little dicey.
I see. Yeah. Top bet. Top keep. Yeah. No, look. 2, 4, 6. Even the.
All right, gonna take down that little pot there. Been hearing a lot of Habib's name here. Had an up and down session last Friday, last Saturday, but still had. Gosh, Kim, I think he was down a ton on Saturday, and he clawed back to end up being just. I think he was down like 13, 14K on a 5-5-10 stream at some point. Ended up kind of fighting back there, and still finished down, but I think only finished down a couple K last Saturday. So not bad considering it's a 5-5-10 game. Hey, Frankie finally getting in the mix here. Arriving back from LA this morning today. Would have liked to see Carlos 3-bet there. Ace-Jack suited. Especially from a late position open. Gonna go 4 ways to this flop. Carlos flopping top pair here. Again, sneakily checking back the flop top pair.
Yeah, he doesn't have the betting lead right now, so
Yeah.
this is a great check. And this is one of the reasons why, like, sometimes not 3-betting in a hand like this can be a cool play to have in your arsenal, because what winds up happening is your opponent, when they are in a unraised, un-3-bet pot, like, they will try to represent the actual holdings that you have. So,
Correct.
but I would have checked again. Like, you definitely don't want to be leading here. If you're going to check that flop, you definitely don't need to lead this turn.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird, because that 7 of diamonds really doesn't change much.
Doesn't do anything. I mean, if it
Some
was like
potential straight draws, but you know.
Yeah, but we definitely want to give someone an opportunity to
Bluff there.
yeah, or semi-bluff, you know, with like maybe you get some value from like a random pocket 6s or something like that.
100%.
Yeah, but it was a raw egg. I mean, she can scramble it, she can boil it, she can over easy.
Danny here under the gun. Pocket 9s. All right, action tracker getting caught up. Danny here with pocket nines.
All by himself.
All by himself.
Carlos is in the hand, obviously. Now he's all by himself. Nope. Nope. Oh. Oh, he got action from somebody. Oh, now we don't have a flop.
So I think V on action tracker is behind action. There we go.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so
Okay,
for
there
those
we
of you
go.
in the chat, Carlos in the 5C has vision problems, and so I think I told Kara that she needs to make sure she still has to. What in the God's name just happened? That was weird.
I told you it's me.
No.
Oh, no, but Joe just sucked out on the river
Yeah.
versus Danny. Or looks like he might have sucked out on the turn. Excuse me. Hold on.
Slight value bet here, about 225. Joe going to come in for the check raise here. See what sizing he's going to use here. 7 to 750, 7 to 800. You don't want to go too big. I think he's going to try to potentially target a king. Obviously, after he check raises here, Danny's going to lay the hand down. Make it 1,000, okay. Pretty big. Using a sizing that's specifically targeting a king, maybe a hand like king queen, ace queen. Gonna make the call. You see the bad news. Joe picking up his first pot here at Poker House live stream after turning trips. All right, let's go back and check out these chip stack sizes in between hands. Habib, a 9,400, 8,700 for Danny, all the way down to Hayden, Sam, and D-Dub, 4,600, 4K, 3K for D-Dub, respectively. Cumulative winnings so far. Habib, no one with a significant win yet. Habib up about 5K, Carlos 3K, RV Phil about 1,800. Down to DW and Hayden, down 3K, 4,400 respectively. As we get into hand 34, again, it's Eddie the Asian Sensation in the booth, along with Miss Texas Kim. RV Phil in the hijack here, going to make it 150.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys, that I'm a little bit quieter than normal. I have like a headache brewing. I'm not quite sure
You need some Advil?
what's about. I just took something.
Okay.
So hopefully it'll kick in soon. But I definitely.
Hey, we need to order some vodka for the booth.
Yeah, exactly. No, I just think, and then like the headset.
Yeah.
Putting pressure on my head temple.
You
so
should be able to loosen it a bit. Yeah. If you want to switch seats, we can switch seats. Or you can switch headsets and try that, and I'll put you on a different mic.
Okay, let me try.
Let's try that. We're going to switch your headsets from 2 to 3 right now. All right, you're live on that headset as soon as you're ready to go. If that doesn't work, Habib, you're going to river straight after Danny rivering top pair. Yeah, Danny's not going to fold here. Yeah. Habib having a nice... Oh, here, Habib with the slow roll. Here we go. A little bit of a slower back-to-back L's for Danny there. Habib picking up another pot, putting him above 5 figures. Yeah, Poker Monk. I generally have an issue with giving females a headache, apparently. But boom.
I don't think I'm on.
You should be on. Try that.
Hello? No.
Try that.
Hello?
Is that better?
Testing.
Yep, that's you.
Okay.
Let me know if that's better. Okay, maybe I did have it right. Try that again.
Hello? Now it's right. There
Okay,
we go.
there you go. We got you up. Squared away. Making some changes here in the booth. Things running smooth here in the booth. Here we go. Frankie under the gun. Make it 75. Ace Queen offsuit. Pretty standard open here. 3X. The third blind. Again, playing 5, 10, 25. Oh, look at this. Habib getting aggressive. Gonna 3-bet. And that's a really strong 3-bet after against a player like Frankie, who hasn't played a ton of hands and opening under the gun. So Habib representing some really strong holdings.
But his.
So you?
Lost me again.
Again?
It's not plugged in or something.
No, try that again.
Okay. Here we go.
Okay.
I'm in.
Try that?
Yeah.
All right.
I think his sizing is pretty small, though. Like, I think we definitely want to be making some larger sizings out of position like that against a raise and a flat.
Yeah. So, yeah, I agree with that. Again, Frankie playing relatively tight here. Oh, my gosh.
Phil is not having any of the shenanigans. He wants to play, so he's going to call. He's in position. If we're going to play a hand like this, in position is great.
Yeah, surprising 3-bet by Habib here, and a surprise flat from RV Phil after Frankie's 4-bet after not playing a ton of hands, especially from under the gun, from an under the gun open against a player like Frankie, whose VPEP currently 20%. Great flop for Frankie here, flopping 2 pair, queens and 6s with ace kicker. Gonna bet a really small size here.
I like this sizing.
Yeah, gonna target some smaller pairs, maybe a hand like
pocket eights, yeah.
8s through 10s. All right.
What's up, Captain?
I'll just wait till the hand's done.
Yep. We're 3 deep in the booth now. Got Eric, Senor Eric, the almighty chop block Anderson in the booth with us, along with Texas Kim.
Got so many nicknames.
Yeah. Frankie probably going to size up here. Let's see him. Could rip a stack. Okay, 2 can make it about a K. Going to leave him a small SPR if Habib calls here. I wouldn't be surprised. You know, Frankie definitely representing overpairs, 100%. After a 4-bet and double bearing flop and turn. It's your brother.
Oh. Well, hello, Andrew Mahler.
I think I'm going to see you and meet you this week for the first time.
This is Uncle Eddie over here.
Uncle Eddie in the booth with Texas Kim.
He says, Kim, I'm over at Joe and Diane Arcabastos, and we're watching the live stream and about to play a little. Joe says to tell you hello. It's his birthday today.
I'm pretty sure your brother was
We have
talking.
balloons.
And give him a shout out.
Yeah, we still have your balloons in here from your birthday. I haven't brought them home yet. My bad. I think your brother was talking smack to me, saying that he wants to like stack me at the table on a live stream. One time, I'm not kidding. I really think he did.
Are you sure that wasn't Taylor?
No,
Hayden's
I would
brother?
definitely know if it was Taylor. I think he was half joking, half serious. What's up, Eric?
So I'm watching the live stream. When I was in here earlier and Kim said, I don't like how it's showing the next player's hand when it's not on them. Can we stop that? And I said, yes, I can just a click of a button. Let's just show whose hand it is. Well, V, when she's folding the people, it doesn't have that extra second, so it's like flipping through it.
Yeah.
I told her now to slow down, so in 15 minutes you'll see a difference.
Okay.
If it's still jumping around too much, let me know, and we'll turn it back to action on and next like it was.
Got it.
Because right now I just noticed it's
my
flipping
fault.
around. No, it was.
I take full responsibility.
I did not tell V that we changed it, so she was still on the 1 second rule instead of like the 3 second rule.
Gotcha.
So
Gotcha.
that's all. I just wanted to jump in here and give you a little behind the scenes stuff. I just noticed Frankie's 4-betting with ace queen. Is that new?
It's not that. I think it's because it was a 3-bet from Habib.
And
Got
a very small sizing.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I don't blame him at all.
And he wanted to squeeze out RV Phil, who ended up calling anyway. So
Nice. All right.
So like those 4-bets, they can function as I mean, he, to see if ISOs to get Habib heads up, because if he's gonna 4-bet there in that spot, he wants to be in position, right? So he wants to try to drive out RV Phil to be in position of Habib. So really bad flop for both players, and bad turn. Danny with the best of it. wrong one. Let's try that again.
Oh man. Oh. Oh.
Nope.
That was me. Oh, there we go.
Okay. I think we're good.
Anyways, happy birthday, Joe Arcabasa, and that's a longtime friend of my brother's.
Where does your brother live?
St. Louis.
Okay, so he's back where you grew up.
Yes.
Got it.
And so is Joe. Joe was out of town, out of state, I think, for a while.
They're
but now
poker
he's
players
back
as
in
well?
St. Louis. Actually, I tell this all the time, but I learned to play poker with them. My little brothers, my home game.
Okay.
And yeah, that's one of the first poker playing experiences I ever had.
And now here you are.
Yep. And
Playing
now
professionally.
I wallop my brother all day, every day.
In the booth. Not only you're a professional poker
He's smart
player,
enough not to play with me.
professional commentator in the booth with me.
Oh no, definitely not that. But that's awesome. Yes, I grew up in St. Louis. Diehard Cardinal fan, diehard Blues fan. I was a diehard Rams fan when they were the
They were
greatest
there.
show and turf. I got to go to.
That was like the Kurt Warner,
Yes.
Isaac Bruce, Marshall Falk days.
Oz Hakeem. Yes.
That's back in the day.
Yes.
We're going to go two heads up to
Torrey
this.
Holt.
Yep. Oh, my gosh. Look at you with the name dropping.
Well,
Fair enough.
That's when I learned what football was and why it was such an amazing game. Like, I got to be a fan of one of the best teams that ever existed, and it's a sad thing when everything disappeared.
Yeah, and there we go with Habib with a check in the dark. Now turning top pair ace. And again, having the ace of diamonds is an important card, blocking nut flush draws. Not a great board for Joe's raising range here. Double barrel. No way Habib's folding here. An overbet pot. Representing overpairs to the board. Okay, so he calls.
And Habib just snap checks in the dark. Oh, he got there.
Hey,
Nutter butters for Joe.
nice little run out there for Joe. After being behind on flop and turn, needing a jack, king, or queen on the turn. Or sorry, yeah, jack, king, or queen on the river to suck out on him. Let's see if he's gonna what sizing he's got. I would expect. Oh,
He overbet jams. I really like this play, but I feel like it might let Habib off the hook
Yeah.
because he probably wasn't super secure about his hand with a single pair holding and that huge sizing on the turn. So
Yeah.
this sizing is very nice lay down, Habib. Very nice.
you could be targeting a hands exactly like Habib. You know, Habib has shown in prior streams that he doesn't like to fold hands like top pair. So, particularly, you know, maybe targeting two pair combos there. So, Cesar Garcia has asked, do you have to pay for daily tournaments? I'm not sure what you mean by that.
Pay for the daily entry fee.
So, like Texas
Sure.
Card House, yeah. So we have a daily fee of $10, a monthly fee of $30, and that runs from 30 days from the day. So if you start on the 15th, it goes to the 15th of the next month. It doesn't. It's not like if you start on the 15th, it ends on the 30th, and you have to restart over. So it's a 30-day window, or you can buy the annual membership, which is $300 for 12 months. So you do not. Now, if you only pay your daily fee, like on a daily basis, it doesn't make sense. But if you play here at least a few days a month, at least 3 days a month, it makes more sense to buy the monthly. So
Long answer, yes.
Yes.
Season.
so
That's how these clubs offer you
God, these
a private
hands.
membership, and you must pay a daily fee or a monthly fee to be a part of these clubs and to be a part of all the action. So everybody pays it, and it's a really nominal fee for all the amenities you get. So
look at all these hands here. Everyone with a playable hand.
holy cannoli.
Let's see, looks like Danny at least with the actual best hand here. Yeah, with jacks.
Yeah, but a lot, with this many people in the hand,
You're not gonna bet
it's
here.
super optimistic to think that nobody has a queen.
Right.
Which is shocking that with 7 players in this flop, nobody
Six of
does.
spades. Does anybody have spades? RV filled with spades. Turning in a 10 high flush draw.
Carlos has a pair and a gut shot.
Yeah, so
Habib has also a gut shot and an over. I definitely think that anyone with any amount of aggression is going to take down this pot.
I don't see Danny folding jacks here just yet, based off flop action. Maybe he will. He may not want to play, and he'll be in position. So, assuming Habib folds.
So Danny's in a rough spot. He thinks that he could have the best hand,
Yeah.
which he does. But with this amount of players in, he has to be very concerned about most rivers. So it's tough to call even when you do think you have the best hand, because it's just like, well, look what just happened. 5 players are going to see
And
the river.
unless a spade comes out, I think this river's going to go. Never mind. Now, a bad
And
card for
2-pair
yeah.
for Carlos.
Yeah, 2-pair for Carlos. Habib actually turns a straight.
Rivers.
Rivers are straight. Sorry, Rivers are straight.
Everyone has a little something, something.
Yeah, so I'd like to see RV Phil bet small here. Oh, he's going to check. Hopefully try to get somebody to induce a, a bet from a player. Carlos going to bet 600, about slightly under the 4th pot. Yeah, and RV Phil.
All right, I know Carlos wants me to be honest in this spot, so I think this bet is really terrible. Given that, like, how many players are actually in this hand, I think your hand plays better as a
Check call.
As a bluff catcher.
Bluff catcher, yeah.
And if you were to check here, and let's say Habib bets his straight, and
RV
Phil raises or
calls, you can
just
fold
fold
2-pair. Yep,
yeah,
agreed.
So I think that's the much smarter play here.
Especially on, like, it's a pretty dynamic run out.
Yes.
With spades getting there, straights getting there.
We're just hoping to get to showdown when
Right.
we hit 2-pair like that.
And it's a low 2-pair. It's not like he had kings and whatever, right?
Yeah.
And even with sets there, you probably still do that with sets on the river, right? If you had a set of 4s or set of deuces, I think you go in the check call bluff catch mode based off the amount of players, based off your relative position. So
Yeah. And one thing about calling with like a single card gutter ball holding is that when it does get there, it's hard to get paid by worse.
Right.
And
Agreed.
like most players aren't going to be betting or calling with worse. Now in this case, somebody did bet it.
Yep.
But you just, when you're calling with such a slim chance of winning the pot on the turn, your price needs to be so good, or your ability to extract value on the river needs to be
Agreed,
so good.
100%.
So if you don't have the ability to extract a ton of value with a single card gut shot, with a 4-liner to a straight on the river, like, it's just probably best to just give up. Now, granted, the price was pretty good for everyone's hand. Like, the size on the turn was really small, so I don't blame anyone for anything like that. But we just need to clean up some of those spots where we might be bleeding money by making some loose calls or loose bets. I definitely want to say we should mark this headset because it's the one that, like, murdered my head.
Okay.
Because I feel so much better.
Okay, good.
It was, like, putting way too much pressure on my temples. But I just want to address Poker Monkey and Larry's conversation. Yes, I grew up in St. Louis. I grew up in Florissant, actually, and then moved out to St. Charles. I went to Lindenwood University for college, and I lived in, like, the Creve Coeur area for quite a few years. But I bounced in and out of St. Louis several times over my adult years. But yeah, I have fond memories of St. Louis. If there was better poker there, we would strongly consider moving there because we have so much family there.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm the oldest of 5 children, and my entire family is in the St. Louis area still, except for my sister.
Now, here with this hand, Habib flopping 2 pair. Carlos with top pair with a gutter to a straight.
And a flush draw.
Now just turns a flush draw. Now I don't see Carlos getting away from this hand. We were just told that pizza got here and it wasn't our pizza.
Well,
So
I think we should be able to jack
Yeah.
a piece or something.
go. Carlos gets there on the river with Jack of Diamonds. Now, before we saw miss on value on now
Why
with this,
was there a check on the turn? That's a big question I have there. It was like a snap check and a snap check. Definitely think we need to be charging when we have 2 vulnerable pair like we do. It's a.
That is the call.
Oh man.
yeah, Carlos here gonna pick up a nice.
Nice pickup on
I
that.
know, and when these backdoors get there, some of these players don't really factor in the backdoor draws and whatnot. So Carlos picking up a nice little pot now over 10K. Let's take a look at Carlos. Gonna bring him up. It's an attorney here, very successful attorney. Was an attorney that represented Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders against Cowboys. So that was in the newspaper. So that was a very successful. He does a lot of litigation. So I've been playing poker for less than a year. Okay, so playing these big games, 5, 10, 25. Loves this game. Live cash hold'em. Kind of describes his game as loose passive, kind of just sit back. And his best poker accomplishment, like I said, he said winning on any live stream is his best poker accomplishment. So, but for playing for less than a year, that's not actually a horrible, best poker accomplishment. So Carlos in the 5 seat there, pick up a nice little
Looks
pot.
like today might be one of those days.
Yeah, again, he's up a nice little bunch right now. So let's take a look at those real quick. Now the biggest winner on the stream so far, Habib went from the green to the red. Carlos about 6,700. RV Phil 4K. Joe 2K. Frankie up a pinch, about $800. Danny DW Hayden down 2K, 3,600 and 4,600 respectively. Again, still a lot of poker left. Over 2 hours left in the stream, so look for the chips to shift a little bit throughout this stream. So action is starting to pick up now. We're getting a lot of playable hands and getting a lot of multi-way pots. Look for that to continue this night.
See, as you requested, the action is picking up some steam now.
Yeah. So Julia, if you're still in the chat, you may not be. This is kind of a more accurate representation of the 525 the last hour or so, or the last 30, 45 minutes or so. Lots of multi-way pots.
Oh, now Habib is
getting spicy
got
here.
his nose broken,
Yeah.
so he is in there to do battle. Joe going nowhere with his nice suited.
Did he 3-bet or just call?
It looks like it just called. It must have been a limp and a raise or
Gotcha.
something. Or maybe there's an extra straddle or something in here. Well, as expected, 5-3 is not going to flop very well very often, and it does not flop well here. So unless Habib has devious intentions, which he doesn't. Yeah.
Joe gonna barrel there on the turn. A flop after flopping top pair. Habib with nothing, with no backdoor equity, gonna lay it down.
Don't forget the advice that I gave you guys. Like, when something happens, bad happens, you take a bad beat, whatever it is, like, dial it down a few notches. Know yourself. Like, be self-aware of the fact that you know that your nose is broken. You know that you're wide open right now. You know that, like, there's a chink in the armor. So if you had a chink in the armor out in the battlefield, would you be, like, charging at someone with your bayonet or whatever it is? You wouldn't. You would be laying back and trying to recharge or go, fix the chink in your armor. So the reality is like, when things aren't going well, when you just took a bad beat, you want to just, like, be aware that you're capable of hemorrhaging and just not be so eager to attack until you just, like, regain your footing and your confidence, and then you go back at it. I really believe that if we all took that advice, we would probably save a lot of money. Not only that, but probably win a lot more too. So hopefully this kind of advice is helpful.
All right, look at this nice little run out. RV Fuel, the best hand, rivering 2-pair. DW gonna try to block bet / value bet top pair after getting there on the river. Oh, is Joe gonna make a move? He's just gonna call here. Wow, gonna raise with just deuces. I don't think RV Phil is gonna call here. I wasn't paying attention to all the action pre-flop, flop, and turn because I was looking at something on the production side. So I kind of missed the action on this specific hand. What a boss move here by Joe. For him to raise into a multi-way pot on this river, he's representing hands like King, Queen, better 2 pairs. Again, with RV Phil having 2 pairs, it's gonna be a tough. Yeah, gonna get there. It's gonna make the call. DW not gonna be forced to fold here with just ace, only a 9 kicker. Joe gets caught with his hand in the cookie jar. But I like it. I actually like that little raise bluff on the river there, because it didn't look like, based off action, that any player was being too aggressive on that board in a run out. So
You couldn't beat that. You couldn't beat that. I was thinking of each hands. I know where the king queen is.
70 viewers in the chat. Thanks for tuning in. Again, 5/10/25 here. Poker House Dallas, Poker House Live. I think it's a little better. Yeah. You've been. Carlos here. Ace-9 suited on the button. Gonna make the call. Oh, look at this. Habib gonna squeeze in the straddle. Ace-7 offsuit. Getting spicy here. Continuing his aggression. Oh, did he lose a significant portion of his stack? He's shows that he's down to like 3K when he was up. I think he was at 1.5 figures. This is a very strong line. Oh, look, Carlos doesn't believe, non-believer. I think whatever the flop is, Habib is just gonna rip it. SPR is about 0.5. This is actually a really good board for Habib to rip. Yeah. God, if those are clubs, Carlos snap calls here. Let's see if Carlos can make a sick hero call. Which one are you? I think you're this one. Let's try that one.
Hello?
Is that
Yes.
it? Okay.
So the problem with calling pre-flop such a large sizing with like the stack to pod ratio being what it is, like I'd like just ripping pre-flop and just getting all the money in pre-flop if we're going to play this hand so that you don't have to make decisions like that on a flop like this. So also if we're going to go ahead and call and just we're going to Hail Mary this hand, we might as well just call the flop as well. Like, even if only your ace is good or whatever the case may be, whatever you think might be, you're getting a great price.
Yeah.
You need to not be folding this if we're going to even bother calling pre-flop. Now, maybe he called because there was another player in the hand and he thought maybe the pot would be bigger, but I'm not
I
quite
mean,
sure.
that's a pretty strong line, even though with the strong line that he made, I think there's some limps. And he makes it 1100 pre-flop. And again, like I said, any flop, I think he's just bombing it.
Yeah.
And I think Carlos should recognize that with his stack to pot ratio being about 0.5 on the flop. You know, you're kind of at a spot where you think you may have to call, just getting a somewhat of a decent price.
All right. As requested from earlier, it looks like this game is definitely widened. We've got a lot of limping now, a lot of raising, a lot of calling, and a lot of suspect hand seeing flops. But I love it. RV Phil flopping the Nutter Butters and checking as he likes to do. Oh, no, he's in position. Okay, cool. So here we go. Sam betting his flush draw. RV Phil with the best hand. I like this sizing in position and on a draw heavy board.
RV Phil here with the Nutter Butters on the flop. Sam with the flush draw, like you said.
Yeah, and we're definitely going to see some action. See if RV Phil can get a safe card on the turn.
If there's a safe card on the turn, I can see him. It's not really the best card. I mean, he does the four-liner. I wonder if he's going to go into check call mode here.
Sam doesn't have a lot behind, so
Yeah. You can jam here. Yeah.
yeah. I like this play.
Over bet, jam.
Now there's backdoor clubs coming through. It's definitely
A really draw-heavy board.
Yeah,
Straights
it
get there.
really is
Obviously, we
just-
know that he flopped it, but super draw-heavy board. Oh, even gives his hand away.
yeah, his actions depending on him. Nice bet, nice bet. So something that they do at the TCH stream that I think is pretty cool. Ben Miney used to do it. He used to ask everybody, where are you watching from?
Yep.
If you could just put your city and state or country in the chat and tell us where you're watching from, I think it would be cool. We have a small crew of watchers, and we're growing stream. So I think it would be really neat to just see how wide our reach is so far.
Yeah. And we're picking up a number of subscribers on a weekly basis. So,
That's awesome.
you know, last week we were at like 1.86, 1.87 subscribers. Now we're at 1.89.
Nice.
So a couple hundred viewers. Now, for a small stream like ours that's relatively new to the streaming game, we picked up a lot of steam, especially with the stakes and the players that we have that play on our stream on a regular basis. So Eric and I and you and some other players doing a good job helping, I want to say build a stream, just putting the, you know, with the lineups. So, oh, we got somebody from New Jersey.
Nice.
Hi, yeah. Thank you, Kevin. And we were supposed to potentially make this stream into a giveaway stream, but
You got your giveaways next.
no, it's not that we forgot to talk to management about it today.
Oh, so now you can't
Yeah.
give away.
I mean, I could theoretically give something away.
We got a California watcher.
California.
Larry from St. Charles, my hometown.
Do you don't know him, do you?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Larry, do I know you?
Outside of you watching Kim on the stream. That's cool. Thanks for got an East Coast, West Coast, 20 minutes away in McKinney, Texas. So Royce City, I don't even know where that's at, Poker Monkey. Like, some of these people are like, they were telling me these streets. I'm like, bro, like I know how to get to like Twin Peaks, Texas Card House.
3 Twin Peaks.
Yeah, 3.
Every Twin Peaks in the DFW area.
Not quite all of
He
them,
could
but
close
60%.
his eyes and go there.
Yeah.
But
Twin Peaks locations, Texas
Ricky
Card
says
House.
he
Poker.
loves me. That's good to know.
You know her significant other is in seat 8.
It's fine. Everyone's allowed to love me.
Yeah.
There's lots and lots of me to love. Don't worry. Irondale, Missouri. Born in St. Louis and spent many years in Dallas. I go to TCH and know lots of your dealers. Awesome. No, Larry says he doesn't think he knows me. Do you know Larry Connors? From Channel 4. Or he used to be Channel 4. Anyways, he was always one of my heroes, loves poker, and just was on the 10 o'clock news every night at my house.
Joe here with just ace high, king, RV filled the best hand, but Joe flopping the gutter to the wheel, backdoor heart draw, king of diamonds on the turn. Going to continue to give Phil the best hand here. Now turning top pair, top kicker. Probably can get folds all the way around. You pick up a teeny tiny pot here. Again, thank you for tuning in. Poker House Dallas, Poker House Live, Friday night. Excuse me. Hold on. Friday night, halfway through the stream, 5, 10, 25, match the stack. Finally, after about an hour of action picking up here, we'll pull up stats after this next hand. Here we are with hand 46. Carlos picking up pocket jacks, +1. Looks like it's a straddle pot. Yep, straddle pot from RV Phil, going to make it 175 with jacks. Oh, my God.
Oh, goodness.
Fireworks.
Joe with pocket queens.
Make it 3, bet it to 525. See what this flop brings. It's a good flop for Carlos in the sense that
Yeah, you might be able to get away from this hand,
right?
For sure. You know, what's interesting is sometimes we tend to get stubborn in these spots, and it winds up just like biting us in the ass because we could just find some check folds here because we know that Joe always has ace king in this spot and even king queen. So very nice fold, Carlos. Very nice.
Very
a lot of people would have just peeled one more.
Yep.
Yeah, and you know, it's very nice that he got away from that.
Yeah, and if you think about it from an analytical perspective, Carlos hasn't opened up hands in early position. So for Carlos to open from early position there, from Carlos specifically, is already strong in itself. So Joe probably recognizing that 3-betting him there, you know, you have to put Joe on overpairs or a hand like king queen suited, ace king, where he hits that king more often than not. So again, like you said, a lot of players would peel one street there with only one overcard, but Joe has all the queens, has all the kings, all the ace kings, king queens, aces there. So now if that was like a 10 and below flop, he's obviously peeling there. Even a queen, he's probably still peeling one, but you know, any ace or king on that flop, I think he's just gonna. It's just wise for him to fold there, as you said. So.
We can now launch into the portion of the stream where we have Ask Him Anything. We have just a couple minutes while they do the flip. Anybody have any questions? Ask me anything. And
all right, when are you ready to jump back on a live stream and play and fire? Next week?
no, actually, my brother who just tuned in, remember?
Oh yeah, he's coming to town.
He's coming to town.
You literally told me that you're out for this upcoming week. So
a whole week, you guys are. Texas Kim is MIA, so y'all should play because you get to save your money.
Yeah, you get to save money, and there's
Come
not
make
gonna,
money off of each other.
And then there's going to be no straddle pots.
Week after that, I'm coming for you. I'm coming for your chips.
Look at this here. I think RV Phil with the best hand on this flip. Queen high flush.
So, how about you? Do you got any questions for me other than the one that you already know the answer to, and I just gave you the answer to?
Yeah, give me a second time.
Yeah. Such a man. Just
It's true.
so forgetful.
So, kind of before we started moving, I hadn't been running well. Okay, this is more of a mental question. Okay, I hadn't been running well. Well, I hadn't been running well, which turned into me not playing well, right?
That happens.
And that happens. And so, like, obviously with the move and me running the stream while Eric has been gone, I haven't had as much motivation to play.
Right.
And I don't know if that's a function of me just not wanting to play or me like, hey, I don't want to run bad again.
Yeah.
So what's...
It's kind of like you fear jumping back in and then, like, just losing right away and getting your teeth kicked in, and you're just like, why did I not take a longer break or whatever? So are you asking how to overcome that?
Either overcome that, or what's your advice, you know, like for someone that gets in a mental... Oh, we'll talk about that after this hand. Mental advice where kind of just getting over yourself.
Another UTG limp with aces.
Hi, yeah, I was going to definitely go into a lip back raise
There
spot.
we go. Habib raises for him to 175.
Now, you and I are not... I mean, there's some merit in limping pots. Sometimes I do that. I implement that strategy a little bit. Oh, my gosh.
And a just call.
Hey, yeah.
What's happening right now?
I would like to see him.
Oh, he just one chip all in.
It was a one chip all.
Oh, my
okay.
goodness.
Okay, that makes sense.
because he only has 2K.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. You and I both were like, oh, my gosh, he's just going to call here. So.
Yeah. Though, again, the unfortunate thing with the limp jam is, like, everyone expects you to have aces, and when you have aces every time that you do this, you're just not going to get paid. You really have to have shown some kind of credibility that you're willing to do this without aces, because it's just so aces and kings, I would say. Definitely losing some value playing your hand like this.
Yeah.
But anyways, so to answer your question, I want to just tell you that Hayden and I go through the same thing. We've actually been on, prior to moving, we were on a pretty bad downswing combined, and we really haven't even been super profitable on these streams, and it's very discouraging, and it causes you not to feel motivated to jump back in and keep at it, So I talked to Hayden actually yesterday and the day before that about this stream tonight and all the other streams, and just said, like, are we sure we're doing the right thing? Should we be playing these games? What's going on? And we both know that we're extremely profitable in these lineups, and that we enjoy poker, and that we love participating in the streams, and that in poker in general, like, you will have downswings. It's just the nature of the beast. And the reality is the only thing that you can do wrong is not get back in there. And at some point you have to do it. But the big thing is that you need to get your mind right. Get your, I talk about a clean house. Like, literally clean your house. Literally clean your room. Literally clean your car. Literally do something that makes you feel good about yourself, that makes you walk away from your project and the thing that you did and you accomplished, and you feel really great about yourself, and then you jump back in the game and you go be a winner. And that's my recommendation, is, like, figure out something that you've been putting off,
right?
A task that you feel like you've let go, and go be a winner in that respect. And then it makes you feel like a winner, and then you go back in and you play poker and you feel like a winner, and you're ready to, like, accept what the universe has for you, whether it be like a big win, a small loss, a small win even, and sometimes you're still gonna lose, but if you are treating poker as a profession or as, like, a strong hobby, you're going to accept the loss that you take a lot better if your attitude and your mind is right and you go in with a winning attitude. So that's my recommendation.
Nah, I like that. So just get a little bit of context. That one Monday you were here playing a little bit, and I wasn't planning on playing that 1-2 stream, but somebody was running a tracker.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I
That's a
ran.
good story.
I played one hand poorly on the stream, but I got cooler. And then after the stream, we kind of bumped up the stakes, made it 1 through 1K cap. You know, there was a hand where just was really kind of weird with like the raise, and then I just called from this guy, and then you called, and then another guy called, and he flopped quads. And I was just like, oh, you know, I was like, should I have just like min clicked it there to get him the full? And you're like, yeah. I was like, okay, that's what I thought, but I didn't think after a raise and a 3-bet from this particular guy and me calling that I'd get 2 callers behind. So, you know, I played that hand poorly. I think you could tell that I was getting a little frustrated.
For sure.
And so, like, like when I drop below the max, I just like walk over to my stack and grab more chips.
Yeah, you were steaming big time.
Yeah, and so you're like, let's go outside, let's talk. You basically said, hey, this is a lineup you can definitely beat. Stay focused. You know, and I think at that point, I was down between 1-2 and 1-3. I was down like $2,500, 24 to 25. Came back. I ended up won a really big hand actually against DW, who stayed to play, and I think I ended up the night 300 down or something like that. Which, when you're down 2,500 in a 1-2 1-3 game, you're in your mind, even though you're actually $300 down, like that's break even in my head.
Win.
Yeah, so
huge win. So I do remember that, and it's cool for me to realize that, you know, my pep talks do work, and that the mindset coaching that I offer is valuable because, you know, reality is we all need that pep talk once in a while. And I remember exactly what I said to you. I said, how are you feeling? Are you tired? Or you were like, no, I'm not really tired. I said, but I can tell you're steaming and you're upset. And I said, are you going to be chasing your losses and playing bad? Because I'm going to tell you right now, if you lock it up and you play solid poker, these guys are capable of giving you your money back and then some. You can win in this lineup. It's a great lineup. It's a great action game. It was definitely a profitable lineup. And I said, can you take a break and get back in there and play right and do your job? And you said yes. And I said, okay, well then good luck with that. And I remember getting your text a few hours later and you were so proud, and I'm proud of you too, because it's tough to do that. I said, you cannot chase your losses. You just have to let it be what it is and just play your cards, play the situations right, and keep your head in the game. So
that was good. I like that a lot. So it's good to know I can turn it around mid-session, because before in the past, especially when I first met you guys, I would just like punt, and just like either punt away, or at some point I'd be like, I was down X amount of dollars, and I'd just be like, F it, I'm done. And which is not a bad thing when you're like not mentally there, just to quit, because you could punt more off. But
for sure, I
would either just kind of quit or just punt more. And I like slowly transition to where I'm like, you know what, take a walk around the building, you know, smoke a cigarette, or just like throw the headphones on and just grind and dial in and stay focused. Like, you know, because I felt
really tough to do. It is one of the most difficult things to do, is to continue to play while you're losing, and play well.
Right.
Because like, you know, it's really easy to start chasing, start forcing things, bluff too much. You know, gamble too often. You know, really force the action, and it's tough when you're already coming from behind. So,
all right, we're now hand 52 in the night, halfway through the stream here. It looks like it's call for 100. I don't know if there was an open ton. So Habib made it 100, or it could have been a straddle. Yeah, it's a +1 straddle, so it's a double straddle.
Captain Underpairs always trying to send us super chats.
Yeah.
What's going on with that?
So I will answer that question after his hand, but I don't think anything's happened, so I can probably answer it now. So what happened was, at first we were monetized for a bit, and then we got so much monetization that we hadn't set everything up. We hadn't finished up the process to actually receive the money. And so once
they confiscated it.
No, they didn't confiscate it. It's just like, hey, you can't accept any more.
Then I was going to say, because I want my money back.
Yeah. So, like, once you get to a certain dollar amount, I don't remember what it was. Maybe it's like.
So who's going to fix that? I mean, there's people trying to give money.
Yeah, it's in the process. So, like, once you hit a certain dollar amount, you have to.
Okay, but anyway.
No, I'll backtrack. So all this stuff in terms of the GFX, the YouTube, was set up under a different account for the person that set everything up.
The original person.
The original person.
Got it.
And so it was all linked under the guy's name. And then when Eric came in town, we all transferred everything over to his name. That blah, blah, blah. Now
Takes some time
it
to get
yeah.
switched.
So what happened was we finally set it up. We gave all the information in terms of like the bank account, IDs, verification, blah, blah, blah. And so it takes like 7 to 10 days for approval from YouTube to give you the thumbs up. So once they give us a thumbs up, we're now going to be able to, so it should kick in sometime this upcoming week. So
Okay.
I like that Kim's Coaching Corner with all K's. I mean, we don't want to call it KKK because that's really bad, but Kim's Coaching Corner, I like it.
Wow.
Clubs out here. Sam going to make it 125. Middle position, 8-9 suited. RV Phil going to call in late position with the King 7 of clubs. Habib going to defend the straddle. Queen 6 off. Now, do you think people over defend the straddle?
By people, I don't think everyone does.
Yeah.
But when you're getting a great price,
Yeah.
it's tough to fold any 2 cards, and it really just depends on your skill level after the flop, like
Right.
how capable you are. You can't always just be fit or fold
Right.
if you're calling light hands out of the blinds. You know, you need to make sure that you have the ability to turn some of your hands into a bluff.
Yep.
Otherwise, then you are spewing too much.
Yeah. Here we go. On the turn, 6 of diamonds. Sam with the best hand, but RV Phil's going to get checked too. He's going to bet half pot. Let's see if Sam's going to make the call here.
We got a fan
Gonna
for
fold.
Team Joe. Renee Coronado says, I'm Team Joe tonight. Go get him. Well, Hayden and Danny have been relatively card dead.
Yeah,
it's been
Hayden-
a
yeah.
very, and even Frankie as well. All the pros at the table, not really getting very much for cards.
Joe, are you a professional or you have a occupation?
I play both.
All right, chatters, I need some help because Ed just left me in the booth by myself, and with my headache, I'm struggling to be creative with my thought processes and my storytelling and whatever else. So feel free to ask questions and get involved so that I have something to talk about. But this hand is interesting already. We've got RV Phil raising to 225 with Ace King, and then Joe 3 bets on the button to 500 with Ace Queen suited. That's a really weird sizing. I think that might be why they're laughing. He might have thought that no one was in the hand yet and raised to 500. I'm not quite sure, but interesting 3-bet sizing. Now, RV Phil grabbing a bunch of chips, acting like he's thinking about 4-betting here, and I wouldn't blame him, but he decides just to call. An ace on the flop would be very interesting. But instead, not a lot going on. RV Phil checking to Joe, who also checks. This is a bad flop and turn given everyone's holdings. If it goes check, check, Joe's probably going to check it down because he has a lot of showdown value. Oh, but our refill puts a little $400 blocker bet out there. Poker Monkey says, Kimmy, how many times he says, many times I'm card dead, but people say I'm type passive, nit, fish, etc. But I'm not going to play crappy cards just to get a higher VPIP. And Renee says, surprise 7-7, folded at that depth. Josh A says, not how he's playing or this spot in general. I like that suit of ace queen. Okay, I must have missed like some comments up there. But Poker Monkey, you do not need to play any particular hands just to create some sense of action or whatever. I mentioned this before to you in the stream that game we played, that if you start putting the straddle up and even the under the gun straddle sometimes, and that's a great way to show that to imply that you're an action player, and to give yourself a little bit, more of a sense of creating action without actually being more of an action player. Now, again, you have to be, pretty familiar with playing pots out of position. So, if you're uncomfortable with like defending your blinds with 6-7 suited and hands like that, then, it's going to be tough for you to be putting on a straddle under the gun. But these are just suggestions depending on what room you play in. If you should always be putting on a button straddle if that's ever allowed. But these are ways for you to create an image for yourself that might not actually be the kind of player that you are without you getting out of control with the hands that you choose to play.
Yeah, and so we'll get back to that. He'll be winning that hand here, rivering a straight. So
Poker Monkey says, I played the $5 button straddle 2 days ago. I got king and lost to aces.
Hey,
well,
cooler.
Play better, Poker Monkey. I don't know what to. That never happens to me, so I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah. So, Josh, getting a high VPIP is not necessarily a goal. Well, so, I mean, from a production entertainment side, it's good for live stream, but I'm talking about not necessarily, on the.
Well, Josh, I don't think it's about VPIP necessarily. Yeah. I think it's about if you don't give action, it's hard for you to get action.
Right.
So if you have the tight old man image or a nitty image as a poker player, people should really be rarely paying you off. Now, that's not saying they won't anyways. It depends on your game and your lineup. But if Poker Monkey and I are playing at the same table and I spot him playing really, really tight, I'm going to be overfolding ace-king to him when he has aces. I'm going to be folding jacks sometimes to him when he has queens. I mean, there's just going to be some spots where, he's going to have a tough time getting action from my second best type hands because I'm going to see that, he's playing overly tight. And that's just, I think, what we're referring to. But it doesn't mean that you need to get out of control with your VPIP simply to create some kind of image for yourself. I think you need to be very strategic about it, and there are ways to do it without, getting out of control. And like I said, the button straddle is a freaking great way to create the sense that you're maybe a little bit looser with your chips when straddling on the button is nearly mandatory. Also, if you are in it and you have a really low VPIP, you're not going to get invited to very many stream games.
That's for sure.
So, if being on a stream is your goal, then that would be
kind of. We've talked about like being on stream. Like there's some certain criteria that you have to either give action, you have to have some social media presence, you have to treat the dealers well, and you have to be fun to play with.
Yes.
Yeah, and if you don't fit 3 out of those 4, in fact, if you tip well, if you don't have at least 3 out of the 4, you're probably not going to get an invite to the stream. So one of the things we try to do here, much like other streams, is make it a fun action-packed lineup for entertainment and entertainment value for you guys on your end. And also, just make sure you take care of the staff here well. So
yes, it's not even about I hate to make it such a big thing like you have to tip well. It's not that. It's just you need to treat the service people with kindness and respect. And I'm gonna assume that kindness and respect also comes with generous tipping. Yeah. So and if it doesn't, then it's not very kind.
Yeah. Oh, look at this. We got it.
It's about that.
I wonder if. So there's a raise from Joe with pocket aces and low jack. Gonna get 3-bet by Danny. The cutoff with king jack offsuit. Let's see, he's gonna come back for a 4-bet if you're just gonna call here. Yeah, it's a 4-bet because definitely a 4-bet after then it just snap folds right there.
Yeah, and as you should. That is a one-time deal, and when you face any aggressive action back at you, that's an easy fold. And I actually really respect that. He just snap folded. He didn't try to pretend like he had anything. He just gave up. And, you know, honestly, he probably lost the minimum rather than flatting with that
Yep.
hand and seeing a king or jack high flop and having to continue. So, well played by Danny.
I was just trying to show you guys cumulative winnings. Next hand took off before I could do that. So we're going to have the $50 straddle on because there's already $90 in the pot. So the single straddle pot here. Going to fold all the way around to Frankie on the button with fives. Sam in the small blind just going to call with ace jack suited, electing not to turn his, electing not to 3-bet with that hand to a late position open. Again, I wonder if that's a function of the raise coming from Frankie. You know, if that was a hand, you know, a player like Habib, maybe he's
Yeah, I
3-betting there?
definitely think that could play into it. Also, some people are just not comfortable 3-betting the small blind, and it is the worst possible position. So I understand not wanting to blow up the pot. I would just say that that's a part of y'all's games that you need to work on because it is necessary sometimes to 3-bet ISO with hands like this that don't play as well super multi-way. But I ace jack suited. I don't mind it as a flat sometimes. So, oh, I love this bet by Sam. He bets 400, which is, I guess, about half pot at the time, with 2 overs and a flush draw. Arby Phil coming in with his open-ended and an overcard. An ace would be a very bad card for him. Unfortunately, 2 of Phil's outs just got mucked with pocket fives. Nice bluff jam right there by Sam. Like he bricks out and he just rips it. That was a wonderful play. Even though he did have the best hand, that was a.
oh, look at this in the chat.
Greetings from Germany. Book me for next week. Oh, wow. German Moneymaker is going to be back in town.
Moneymaker, I don't know if you have my number. I know we're our friends on Facebook, but give me a shout out. I got some stuff brewing here, not just for the 5, 10, 25, but I'm actually texting players right now about some other stuff. So get in contact with me. We're friends on Facebook. Or if you want my number, I can just text. Actually, I'll just message you to you right now. But so thanks for tuning in for the chat. We got a bunch new viewers in the chat. If you have yet to like and subscribe our YouTube channel, it's Poker House Live, go ahead and subscribe. Like that button for this stream specifically. Help us out with the algorithm. And again, this is Friday night, 5, 10, 25. Match the stack. Seeing the straddle on often. Started the stream off a little slow, picking up quite a bit.
I don't know if my brother and Jesse Arcabasso are playing. Maybe he's not playing with Jesse Arcabasso. He might be playing with a different Arcabasso brother. Anyways, whatever Arcabasso you're playing with, if you guys can let me know if you're taking all my brother's money or if he's winning, I'd love to know how he's doing. He did teach me how to play, but I certainly did not teach him how to play.
Got it.
If that makes any sense.
Coming back on Tuesday.
Awesome. How are you feeling, Moneymaker? We were worried about you. I know you had some health issues, and I hope all that's well and good, and you're on the mend.
All right. Yes, I agree with Kim. I'm not trying to digress from that. Here we go with Sam turning. Oh, no, okay. Flops 2 pair. Frankie flop top pair, but now turns. They both have gutters. No, they don't have. So Frankie has a gutter to Broadway, but also has diamond draw. So
Sam has the current best hand.
yeah, current best hand. Frank with about 30% equity in his hand. Let's see if he's gonna potentially chase here.
I think he's trying to figure out the stack to pot ratio relative to Sam's stack, and also, you know, the implied value of him actually hitting his hand. Like, can he get paid if he hits it? And should he be just check jamming? Like, is Sam's hand really that strong? If if Sam has shown any kind of weakness and this bet looks weak at all, then I think a check jam would be totally fine here. Awesome. Everybody hurry up and get all your poker playing fixed in before Tuesday because the games are going to get tougher.
Yeah.
But a lot more fun. We love having a moneymaker in the games. He's a great player and a good friend and just an all-around well-respected guy.
I think if you are listening in the chat and you're interested in playing some of our streams in the future, had a meeting today, talked about some different streams we're going to be running, a bigger stream than this at some point. Maybe like a 2-5 match stack, maybe a 1-3, 1K cap. So kind of figuring out kind of our sweet spot.
Yeah, it's awesome that you guys are so flexible and able to do all kinds of things because you can find out what's, you know, what sticks, you know? And you guys, I love that you guys are flexible and creative. Carlos with a nice 3-bet here with King 10 suited.
Don't see that.
Line.
Yeah, don't see that very often.
That's awesome. It's so random that he like has King 10 suited, but sometimes I see him flat with Ace Queen and Ace King. We should think about widening that 3-bet range.
Yeah, and so here we go.
Love this, love this, love this.
Still gonna go 4 ways to the flop though.
This is one of the reasons why players are so discouraged by 3-betting out of the small blind with these hands because sometimes it just doesn't work.
Yeah.
Like people just still call. But this is part of why we play Texas poker.
In Texas specifically.
Yeah, this is people didn't come here to fold.
Yeah, which is why German moneymakers are ready to get back to Texas and Dallas specifically. He's watching these streams. He's like, excellent. All right.
You can totally hear his accent and everything.
Yeah. All right. So board pairing 5 on the turn. Frankie with the best hand. 2-pair. Aces and 5s. A jack kicker. Let's see if he's probably going to bet for value here. 375. A 40% pot. Everybody probably going to fold around, especially.
Yeah, Poker Monkey, that 1-2 stream always does really well with the viewers. So
Yeah.
I definitely think they're not planning on getting rid of
Yeah.
it. If anything, they might be changing it to 1-3, but I think that even if they decided to keep it the exact same, I think it's a very popular stream.
Yeah. And it's kind of cool. Like one of the things we try to do here, we try to do a bunch of stuff different from other rooms. Not just Texas Card House, just across the nation. Like we try to offer like these low stakes for some of these players that would never ever get a chance to play on a live stream. It's kind of cool. Like family and friends get to watch them. We do a lot of shout outs to all our players in their respective businesses. You know, one of the things we talked about, like I haven't pulled one up in a while, pulling up a player profile. So whoever wins this hand, I'm gonna have a player profile on them. I think I have player profiles on everybody at the table.
Good.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I think so.
That's such a cool thing that you have going on there.
And it's cool because it gives the viewers a chance to get to know the players, and then it's kind of cool because the players think it's nice.
Hayden with a nice 3-bet. He hasn't played a hand in a million years, but unfortunately he's running into it because our refill has a hand he's never folding pre-flop.
Yep.
But let's see what happens here.
Just gonna make the call in position. Could come in for a 4-bet at times.
Oh my gosh. Our refill with the Nutter Butters again. Wait, how many times have we said that tonight?
Said Nutter Butters a bunch tonight.
For our refill.
And the king on the turn, like a king
Our
of diamonds.
refill checking his cards to make sure he's got
there.
the Nutter Butters.
And he has the king of clubs too. So he's gonna come back for the raise. Looks like he's gonna make it 1,400. That's how. Okay, 1,100. So
I don't like this non-snap fold here. I feel like this is you know, our refill has a tendency to show aggression with his strongest holdings. So I feel like we should be just snap folding here. I know it looks like his hand is okay. Maybe that was just more like sad face folding.
I think it was definitely sad face folding.
Like I pick one hand to play in a million years, and then I have to just check fold.
So here we go. One of these things we talked about
All right. Nice.
RV Phil. One of the things we talked about making unique, doing these player profiles. German Moneymaker, if you come, I'll make a player profile for you just
We'll
like
get it
RV
ready
Phil.
right now.
Yeah. Occupation, sales manager, sales general manager, been playing poker for 20 years. He loves all games, style of play aggressive. Obviously, we've seen that before on the streams. Favorite quote, without risk, there's no reward. And that's not just in poker, that's in life as well, ladies and gentlemen. So,
I like it. Very
all
nice.
right, let's get back to the stream here. Hand 62.
Yes, German Moneymaker. That is a good flop for Hayden to go crazy, but thank goodness he chose not to for once. Definitely could have smashed Hayden's range, but fortunately he found a fold in that spot. Moneymaker says he compliments your player profile.
Thanks.
Yeah, these
You
guys have
too-
worked really, really hard to
Yeah. You too can have one German Moneymaker if you play
Yeah.
the Poker House live stream. And I just shot you a message on Facebook, so.
How is my commentary, Moneymaker? I'm not on my A game today. I have a little bit of a headache, but if I can get some compliments from you, I feel like
It'll boost the.
I
It'll
might
boost
not
the.
suck.
Yeah, no, you're doing good.
Thanks. Definitely picked up steam once I changed the headset. Like that one gave me a mad headache.
So the pre-flop action, I was looking at some production stuff.
Lego says, I forgot Ace-9 was Hayden's favorite hand. I should call off my stack with it earlier.
It's gotta be. It can't be Ace-9 suited. He had Ace-9 suited. It's got to be Ace-9 offsuit. Okay, Ace-9 offsuit.
Oh, Habib wins with some aggression there.
Yeah.
Nice.
I didn't see the action on that because I was looking at some stuff on the production side. So let's take a look at cumulative winnings again. We're about halfway through the stream, a little over halfway through the stream. All right. RV Phil, biggest winner here, 8,500. Carlos up 4K. Joe making his Poker House live stream debut, up about 1K. Frankie, Habib up. I guess Danny, DW, and Hayden currently our biggest losers. About 3,500 for Danny, about 4,200 from Hayden, from DW, and about 6K from Hayden. So again, about a little over an hour and a half left in the stream. A lot of things can change. Volatile game, volatile lineup. So
Lego says, almost sounds like a little tipsy, Kim. Well, if I would be tipsy, it would be off of water. So it's good to know that my tipsy sounding is totally balanced.
yeah, I think everybody wants New Year's Eve, Kim, back in the booth. That was the best stream.
Oh my gosh, please
ever.
stop reminding people of that. German Moneymaker says it's always amazing to have very good poker players in commentary. You're doing a great job. Thank you so much. It is very good. And honestly, one of the inspirations for all of this was when I was talking to Ed about this and helping the stream out. I said one of the ways to elevate your stream and to make it unique is if you allow some of the professional poker players, some of the biggest supporters of the stream come in and do guest commentary. It's great for the viewers. It's great for the community to hear from their favorite people, and it's great for the recreational player to get to hear some thought processes from professional poker players.
Yeah, and from different perspectives too.
Yes, everyone has different games and different styles, so you get lots of varied opinions and some unique perspectives. So I got that idea, though, long story short of it, from German Moneymaker, because I remember hearing his commentary and thinking that how awesome it was.
Yeah.
And some of the other commentary from Aho and some of the other guys, popular
local players
that get in the booth and offer their thoughts on the game. So, and we've been doing really well at it. You've had a lot of really great guests. And
had a lot of great guests.
Moneymaker, pencil in your calendar because we need you in the booth too.
Yeah. So we like to give everybody a shot in the booth and playing. John Ma in the chat. Sorry about PLO there yesterday. Just stuff happened last minute where some players canceled. And you know how it is with PLO players. Just there's not as big of a player pool as there's for Hold'em. So You know,
It wasn't even really about that. It was just the timing. Like it was bam, bam, bam. Like 3 in the morning.
Yeah, three of them by like 9 o'clock in the morning.
And all regulars. So you know, I'm not trying to say like it's like flaky people. They're all people we could count on a normal basis. But all 3 of them at the same time. I mean, we were really gonna have to scramble to try to fill the seats, and it was just with the move and everything else. It was just a much better play to just give it up for the week. But hopefully, we'll be able to get that back up and running. But
look at this, Joe.
Thanks for tuning in, John.
Flopping a open-ended straight flush draw. Definitely not going anywhere. RV Phil a top pair. Currently the best hand, but let's get a 6 of hearts or a jack of hearts. It'll be kind of fun.
This pot is relatively small, so let's see what happens. Oh, well, this is going to escalate things quickly.
Yeah, let's see here. RV Phil's going to check here.
Being sneaky with his bet and then his check. He's, he doesn't fall for it. Very nice. Oh, RV Phil, I love a check right here. One more check. You can do it.
No, I think he's afraid that if he checks, that Joe's going to check back. Oh, he's going to overbet pot.
Yeah.
Oh, no, not. Oh, yeah, he overbet 600.
Yeah. I love a check there. And I know it seems crazy to just like let it go again one more time with the disinterest, but it's you can't, they're just, you wreck the board. The board is entirely yours. So like what can you get called by? Like almost nothing. So you might as well just try to give that guy some rope, you know? But Joe played his hand very, very well to lose the minimum. Sam with pocket kings here. Carlos limped under the gun with pocket 4s, and then Sam raises to 225 out of the straddle. Not a great flop for Sam, but let's see if Carlos decides to try to take it. Well, now he's not going to be taking anything. Sam with a check again.
All right.
I fully expect this pot not to get any bigger.
Yep, maybe 150, 200 bucks.
Very nice bet, 150. Oh, it decides a little donation for funsies.
Yeah, gonna
keep you honest.
It's kind of like based off that action, like, you know, pocket 4s is probably never good here, but the price is just too enticing.
Yeah, sometimes you just like, I want to see your cards. Show me what you got.
You could have seen them in 2 hours.
Yeah.
Sam finally getting on the board. Won a few hands here. Again, DW, Hayden, and Danny not having a great night. So let's take a look at these VPIP percentages again. Habib, again, not surprising. I think he's like every stream in a row with the exception of OFC. Like,
but you know what? With their VPIPs and stuff, to be honest, I would have played all the same hands. So I'm going to guess that if Texas Kim was in this stream in any of their seats, I would have just had the same VPIP because they are not overfolding.
Yeah, they're not. Yeah.
They're just not getting any cards. And it's tough when you're on a stream to like be disciplined and patient, especially when you're losing, because you know the stream is about to be over. You know that like you have a limited time to play with these guys. Even if the stream continues, the game dynamic definitely changes.
Right.
So it's easy to force things, and it's a mark of a good player that is willing to still maintain discipline and not get out of control when things aren't going well and when the cards aren't falling your way.
Agreed, 100%.
So Danny with a little 8-6 of diamonds and going to take it down with a semi-bluff with his diamond draw. That's a little VPIP hand for you. German Moneymaker calls my bluff. He says impossible for Texas Kim to have under 40% VPIP.
I don't disagree with that statement for the record.
First of all, I just want to say there were like 3 or 4 PLO streams and a couple Hold'em streams in the last 6 months or the last 3 months where I had under 30% VPIP, and one time it was like low 20s.
Yeah, you were
And
dead.
everyone was just like shocked. I definitely marked it in my calendar. I'll have to go look it up.
Yeah.
It can be done, Moneymaker. It can be done. It's definitely not something you should bet on, though.
Yeah. I'll take the under on that bet.
For sure.
Joe going to make it. I'm guessing this is I wish there was a way you could see that this is a straddle pot before it gets back to the straddle, because sometimes
We should tell Eric to talk to Australia about that. There should be like just a button that you can click that says
is this a straddle
straddle.
pot? Yeah.
Straddle or not straddle.
All right. So, Frankie here again mixing it up, 3-betting. King Queen offsuit again. Not a horrible hand based off action, blocking the strongest portion of some of these opponents' range, blocking kings, queens, ace, king, ace, queen. Good hand to 3-bet with. Be thinking about it. And again, against a player profile like Frankie here, who has been doing a ton of 3-betting, 4-betting. Actually, I think he did a 1-4-bet earlier with ace, queen, with the Habib and RV Phil. I think this is the second hand he's a 3-bet. Only the second hand of the night. And again, I think has one of the lowest VPIPs for the night. So actually, Hayden and Frankie are tied for the lowest VPIP. So let's take a look at the VPIPs again. Danny, Frankie, Hayden, 31, 20, 20% respectively. And then we got 4 players above 40%. Habib, RV Phil, D-Dub, and Joe.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That Joe is got such a high VPIP. But you know what? He's had some great hands and some good cards. He made some good plays, so I don't blame him.
Karen Mike said, please send him the dates for the streams for your VPIP. He's calling your bluff.
They were definitely boring. You shouldn't watch those.
I remember that PLO stream, though.
Yeah.
We were talking about, wow, she's like played 22% of hands or 24% of hands.
Yeah, it was definitely crazy. I couldn't even, sneeze on the cards and make them a little bit better. They were pretty awful. And that, I remember the stream was super action-packed, too, and I'm just sitting there folding. But,
Carlos here. Oh, look at this. Carlos
nice
flopping.
flop.
Now, this is, it's got some spade draws, some potential straight draws. I wonder if he's going to fast play his hand or maybe go in like check raise mode.
But Joe has the betting lead.
Yeah, okay,
so
that's all. I was just checking that.
I don't really like this.
I don't like the lead as well, yeah. Because you want to keep in his
for
bluffs.
such a large sizing as well. But Joe might think this is weakness and decide to be fancy here, so we'll see what happens.
Could put Carlos on some sort of spade draw.
Right.
Like to 9 of spades.
Oh, here we go.
What just happened?
He raised.
Hey, I think you should just call here. And then check jam. Oh, yeah. The one chip all in.
Oh,
yeah.
no. Ay.
Yeah, snap full there.
Carlos, what are you doing? See,
Carlos has only been playing for a year.
no, it's not that. But
You want to keep his bluffs in.
Yes, 100%. And just.
He may have been scared of that spade draw. Right.
Yeah, we can't be scared. We can't be disaster oriented every time we see a flop. We have to be realistic. Like
right.
The board's paired. We have trips. We have a great hand against someone who's raising us, who has to have pocket queens to have us beat, really. And we should just be thrilled to be getting raised there and turn our hand into a slow play there.
Yeah. Now, again, I've been playing just a pinch over 2 years now. When I first started playing, in my head, I always thought of the disaster. And that was one of the things you and Hayden had to stop being Well, A, stop being a weenie. And
I don't think I ever used the word weenie.
Oh yeah, you use other words, but I can't say them on a stream.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, because I don't
that
want to
makes
get.
more sense. I was like, I would never say the word
Yeah,
weenie.
I just can't use other words because
Okay.
I don't want to get demonetized. But you use hey, and I'm like, you know what? Yeah. So just like bet for value, you know, blah blah blah. Just so now I don't have that mentality. But you know, Carl's only playing for a year here. He's kind of thinking, okay, maybe he's targeting an overpair, or maybe he's targeting spades, right? So, but again, you don't have a lead on that flop. I don't think you have lead. So is a bet raise. Yeah, you don't have 3-bet all-in bluffs on a flop like that, right? Particularly Carlos.
Yeah.
So lost some value there potentially by leading by taking that line. He could have check called or check raise flop there.
Yeah, I understand. You're just like happy to get the money in,
Right,
and,
right.
and of course we are. But we have to just I think he acted too quickly. I think you want to slow down your action and think about what you're doing and what you're trying to accomplish, and also think about your opponent's hand and like whether we want him to fold
Right.
or whether we want him to call, and those are the things that I think kind of like flew out the window for Carlos there. He just got excited and he just ripped it in. I think next time we just want to take our time and think about what we're trying to accomplish.
Right.
And in that spot, we're definitely trying to get our opponent to call. We're not trying to get him to fold. So we should take an action to where we're either getting him to call a sizing that's reasonable, or if we think he's could be bluffing or semi-bluffing with a
Right.
flush draw, we let him go ahead and try to do that. So I think when we have the board pretty much locked up there
Yep.
with the trip eights, we definitely want to go ahead and keep all of his hands,
Right.
Joe's hands in.
I don't think. Let's say let's say it was a rainbow board. I don't think he takes that line. At least in my head, because I remember what it was to be like a beginning player.
Yeah.
Like what's going through your head.
Yeah.
So like if it was like Queen 8-8, Badoogie, you know, he may check call then check raise turn. But I mean I think that's the angle I'm coming from. Just like from a more of a
Yeah,
beginner
I get
play?
it.
Yeah,
I
so-
totally understand. But again, sometimes the flush is going to hit. Sometimes sometimes they're going to have it. Sometimes they're just going to be bluffing at it. Sometimes you're going to take a bad beat. All these things, you cannot play your poker hands based on the sometimes.
yeah.
All right.
And here we are, hand 70, just under 3 hours into the stream.
So this is an interesting raise by Joe, the big blind. I'm a little surprised by it. I feel like it could be a little bit of what we talked about before, just like losing a big pot and feeling like you need to force the action or try to make something happen right away when we should maybe be like, taking a hand off or two. But
Yep.
I'm not quite sure. Maybe he was also targeting the fact that Danny's getting a massage and Hayden's playing very tight. They both have very low V pips, so maybe he thinks he can just take it
Yep.
down pre-flop too. So any of those things could be true. And he's probably going to just win it here
Yeah.
with the best hand anyways.
And it's one thing, like, that's kind of the mark of a maybe not like a season, like being able to adjust based off table dynamics, right?
Yes.
Like being able to read the room. We talked about being able to read the room. So that's a really good point that you brought up here with Hayden, kind of playing, not necessarily tighter than usual, just not playing a significant portion of hands, and Danny losing some hands earlier on and not playing as many, knowing that he could probably push the action a little bit there. So
Yeah, I definitely, and he's getting a massage. Like, not too many people are interested in messing around while getting a massage.
right.
I'm gonna find out who the attorney is, and then I'm gonna co-counsel with that fucking pro bono.
Carlos is so good for the stream.
Yeah.
My least favorite hand with my two favorite
Habib and Danny here. All right, so no one with a much of anything. Habib with bottom pair. Ace kicker.
Now Carlos picking up a draw here with open-ended and an over. Probably going nowhere.
We've seen Habib when the flop is checked. He takes kind of aggression on the turn, irrespective of his actual holding. Now he does have.
Oh, Carlos raised. Nice. I like that raise.
I think he's gonna have to barrel here.
Yep. Let's bet.
Let's see what sizing he's used. What sizing would you use here?
I
275, 300.
Yeah, I don't think you even need to go that big. Anything that plans on just folding is going to fold. Oh, he gave up.
Yeah.
He couldn't figure out the right sizing and everything else, and he didn't realize that Habib was like literally got
Nothing.
the bottom
pair.
of his
I mean, he's
range there. So yeah, we got to be able to pull the trigger when we raise that turn. There's no reason to raise and take the aggression away, and then give up that river, unless you have a read that like Habib's just not folding.
Correct.
And maybe he just thought that his raise was going to work on the turn, and he hoped Habib would go away.
Yeah.
But the reality is his size of his raise was not big enough to make that happen.
So Cisco was my best man at my wedding. I grew up 8 houses down from him.
Oh.
This is how lazy we were growing up. We both drove. Instead of walking to each other's houses, 8 houses down, we would drive to each other's houses.
No, you didn't.
I swear to God.
Wow.
Swear to God. But it's Houston. You lived in Houston for a little bit. In the summers, it sucked. So look, neither one of us were.
I do agree. You walk outside and you're instantly sweating. It's disgusting.
You're like, nah, fam. I'm driving to your house. Like, I'll see you in 30 seconds. Like he'll still like where his room was. He could see me driving down the street. So.
No, he couldn't.
No, I'm dead serious.
Oh my gosh, you guys are awesome.
Yep, do that logic next. 6 was it? Yeah, it was 6 houses. 1, 2. No, I think it was 8. Whatever, it doesn't matter. We'll just go with the median average and go 7.
7. Let's see.
But you can confirm that we did drive to each other's houses. That's 100% accurate. All right, so RV Phil flopping top pair here.
RV Phil is just smashing these boards. This is awesome. It's nice to see him run good. Hopefully he can close it out strong.
And if I remember correctly, so I need to pull some of these other player profiles up as we've gotten new players. As we've gotten new viewers. So I'm going to randomly go through some of these players through this stream. Again, we still have about an hour left here on our end. 2 of spades, bringing in backdoor flush draw with spades. RV Phil still with the best end here. Both Carlos and D-Dub were looking to turn some additional equity with their potential straight draws. Who keeps on bumping into the truss? You can see this. You can see the screen.
The whole thing's shaking.
Yeah. All right. After this hand, gonna go over updated stats. D-Dub here, gonna take a stab. RV Phil is not going to fold.
No.
Kind of like check call mode. Did he muck? Just muck? Maybe he got him forced. All right.
I think he said he had a pair of 4s and
Gotcha.
Phil showed us.
All right. Let's take a look at stack sizes real quick. 2 players. Carlos, RV Phil above 5 digits. 13.5K for RV Phil. 10-7 for Carlos all the way down to Habib, Joe, Sam, D-Dub, all under about 5K and under. D-Dub with the shorter stack here. See if he's going to tack on an add-on. Maybe just looking to try to double up here. So there's that. Cumulative winnings. Just kidding. Hand started. So the way the software works is if I try to pull up a stat and the hand starts, it doesn't allow me to. So I'll pull up cumulative winnings. Next hand. $80 viewers in the chat, up from last week. So picking up a lot of new viewers here. Again, 5, 10, 25. Been working the phones the past couple days about potentially running a 25, 50, 100 stream. Got some interest from some players out of state from Florida. Players from Austin, a couple of content creators. Don't want to give out names because it's going to be a surprise. It's going to be a big stream. A lot of fluff. Do some giveaways on that stream. You get points. You get points. You get a sweater. You get a sweater. Ah! So, again, hand 74 here of the night. The 2 seat. Oh, that's Frankie from Next Gen, bro. He's if you watch YouTube and he's a content creator. He's a friend of mine. He plays a stream. He's affiliated with the Poker House. So it's Frankie for Next Gen. Got Eric Anderson in the booth here. Going to have. Oh my gosh, Hayden just running into it tonight. Goodness gracious.
Is this me?
No, that's the other one. All right, no, this is you.
They're both on. All right. Well, now you turn
Yep.
that off. Now I'm on.
Yep.
Now am I on?
Yeah, she switched because that one was giving her a headache. So
Okay.
gosh, Hayden's just running into it tonight, man. What a tough spot.
Wow.
And it's tough when you haven't played too many hands and you make a move like this, and you're gonna get 3-bet against Sam, who hasn't played a ton of hands either.
I'm going to change the action to action on and next,
Gotcha.
so that we'll see the next person also. I don't know if that's going to immediately happen or happen in 15 minutes.
Yeah. Again, we did a software update download today, so some stuff has not been working as smooth as we anticipated. We kind of did check it a little bit, so.
Well, I also came in this morning and I changed the colors and I changed the size.
Yeah.
So that might have affected it a little bit.
Gotcha. Let's look at these cumulative winnings here again for Logic and the other players in the chat. Here we go. RV Phillip, big 9K. Carlos, 6K. Frankie Lee.
RV Phil is crushing this game.
Frankie, Habib, and Sam up about a K, anywhere from about like 200 to the K piece. Biggest losers so far, Joe, Danny, D-Dub, and Hayden. So there's our cumulative winnings for this live stream session so far. Again, I'm going to give you guys some points. Who won that last hand? 2,500 points coming your way. Gamble away. New viewers in the chat, do me a favor. If you are in the chat currently, I need you to go and like this specific stream on the homepage so we can work on this algorithm. Getting together with Eric today, just talks about some stuff. Talked about ways we can be ahead of the game, ahead of the curve. Some social media stuff. So look for some cool changes, not necessarily on the stream itself, but from some social media, advertisements, announcements, giveaways, things of that nature. All right. Hayden tried to like get spicy with King Queen offsuit, and then Sam had queens. it's one of those streams.
Yeah.
It's like, and then he doesn't like tuck his head forward on the turn kind of thing. Like I get it.
Yeah.
I totally feel that.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is.
Right.
All right, DW. Oh, actually has a very nice hand too. Oh, he should go out. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry, I'm speechless. Okay, DW had a nice squeeze that should have worked with his hand. Only Carlos decides to call.
I wonder if they're
with
going to run
his
it more than
deuces,
once. Let's see if
they're definitely going to rip it. Oh, wow.
Look at this flop for
Two
D-Dub.
overs and a flush draw.
Oh, gets there on the
Get
turn.
there right away. Get it right away.
I'm thinking just one time. Going to run it once. Yep.
I mean, I
Drop
certainly
the
hope
stuff
so
and
for
that.
$800.
Yeah. All right. Nice little dub up there for D-Dub.
Very nice.
All right.
Good
I need to talk about some of these other players. So some of these other players. I'm going to bring up Sam Nimer. He's a newcomer here to the Poker House live stream, making his Poker House live stream debut. All right, there he is. Sam Nimer in the 3 seat. He's the owner of Texas Cars Dealership. So if you're looking for a car, now I don't know if it's specifically used cars, new cars, but
Sounds
is
like
the
a
owner?
used car.
Yeah, thanks D-Dub. He said that one was for me. That was kind of, there was a hand that I played at the 1-3 stream, or the 1-3 post stream
Oh,
that
yeah,
I
it's
flopped.
9-4.
I flopped it, and
It was 9-4.
we got it. No, not quite, but it's not too far off. But not too far
Similar.
where I stacked them. And so he's like, "Man, really?" I was like, "I was on the button and I straddled, and I'm blah blah blah." I was like, "I'm getting a good price." Like he made it 30, and I'm 10 on the button. And I'm like, I'm gonna call $10 with 7-4 hearts just to see a flop, and I flopped another butter. I was like, I flop it, And he flopped a set of 6s.
Wow.
It was gross. So,
Wow.
been playing poker for 15 years. Favorite game, this game, Hold'em. Style of play says it's table dependent, position dependent. So, coolest, best poker accomplishment this past summer, finished 6th place in the 2022 WSOP. One more for one drop for I think
Oh,
110K.
very cool.
Yeah, so I didn't know that about him.
Very cool.
So that was a six-figure score there. So that's Sam Niner in the 3 seat. Let's get back into action here.
Oh, this is the flip. So that was good timing.
Yep. Ask Kim question. All right, I'm gonna bring up. Let's bring up Frankie.
Do it.
All right, I got Frankie. All right.
Nobody knows this guy.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter about the flip. I'll just tell you whoever
no,
wins.
it's fine. It's fine.
All right. Poker player and content creator. This guy's only 24, 25 years old. So if you guys have seen him on NextGenPoker, that includes him, Rosie, and Jello. Have their own stream here on Sunday here at Poker House from 6 to 10. Also content creator with their TikToks. One of the, I think, the most followed poker TikTok platform on TikTok ever. Only been playing poker for 3 years. I'm very, very surprised that his favorite game is stud. I was a little surprised when he filled out the questionnaire. So, saying his favorite game is stud. Style of play tight aggressive, which, based off how we've seen him play, makes sense. Best poker achievement: 100 million plus views on YouTube for Next Gen Poker. That's quite remarkable.
Very nice.
These young guys, man, on the social media, on the YouTube, these guys know how to work it. So good for them.
sure.
Again, tune in. On Sunday, they play their 2-5-1500 cap this coming up Sunday. So that's going to be a good stream here. You usually get over 100 viewers on that stream as well.
I'm jealous of Danny's massage right now.
Yeah. She's new. Her name is Jasmine. So
All right, let's see what we got. DW limping with King 6 suited. And
Hayden looks like he could use a Corona with a lime.
we forgot all
Yeah.
the booze. Sam's in there with deuces. I refill with 8-5. We got a lot of quality holdings. By quality, I mean not quality. And we've got 2 pair for our refill. Who'da thunk it? He smashed this flop. Oh, goodness. It's our refill night, and I love it. Our refill laying the trap again. A little pot sweetener by DW for a quarter. Now he comes in raising $100. Carlos calls with his gut shot. Sam thinking about calling with his gut shot. But this is another spot where, yet again, like, even if he does spike the 3, it's very hard for him to get paid.
Oh, he flopped super. Sorry, I was doing other stuff.
Yeah.
RV Phil here, going to make it.
Oh, Cisco cheering for my Hayden. Thank you very much.
Yeah. He needs it. He's not running really well on the stream. So.
All right. Eddie and by proxy Kim, thanks for encouraging your mentees, i.e. me, to think deeper. I had a situation today at the WinStar tournament where I knew a guy was capable of a squeeze, and I raised him, and he folded.
Nice.
Very nice.
Yeah. I was telling us, before we went to WSOP, we did some of these, study sessions together. And I was blown away. Like, there was a specific hand that we were going over. And, you have 18 big blinds in the small blind and the cutoff raises who has a big stack who's been doing this. What would you do with ace-10 suited? And everybody gave the wrong, I want to say the wrong answer, different answers. And Hayden's like, rip it. And I'm like, oh. It's like, what are you doing? What's going on?
Wait,
Why would I rip it
what?
there? So I was like, you know what? I'm going to try this online. I tried some stuff online and it worked. And I was like, let me try this live in small tournaments. And I was like 80% of the time it worked. But the one time it didn't work, they had ace king or they had queens
they
or
had
something
a
like that.
hand
And
that can't fold.
But 75-80% of a squeeze like that's going to work. So,
Yep.
I mean, player dependent, scenario dependent.
Yes.
Positional
No,
dependent.
I mean, you said it was based on a player.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Uh-oh, DW with a real hand in the straddle, third blind, actually, third blind.
Did he just call?
Oh my gosh.
That can't be.
We remember we had this like freak out last time, and we put the one chip in and it was all in.
Yeah, but
But
he's
this
definitely not
time
all
he
in.
just called. Ay, ay, ay. But
Hey.
he still gets
Oh, Sam
an
over here flopping
okay-ish
trips.
flop.
Sam has trips though. Over there to the
Oh
right.
my goodness.
This new skin, it like kicks over that fifth player to the right side. So like, you have to look. Well, that's why when I saw, I was like, he only has 5% equity. It doesn't make sense. So then I look at like the equities and I look over there. Sam has trips there. So
Yeah.
now yeah, it's probably just gonna make the call here. Now he could have elected to come back over the top. It is kind of a wet coordinated board, 2 clubs. Some Broadway draws. And Habib flopping. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so that's a really bad card for DW right there.
Yeah. But that actually
No,
lets
that's
him
like,
even more off the hook because he doesn't even beat a jack now.
Yeah. Sorry. That was my mistake. So, yeah. I wonder if DW is gonna bet here. Yeah, he's going to lead out the river. Like, it looks like that's definitely a balk or bet. 350?
Yeah.
350 into about 1400. Habib going to fold. Yeah, he's going to raise. All in. I wonder if D-Dub's just going to do an F-it call. Yeah. Yeah, I appreciate that, Lego. So I'll get back to that. So tomorrow from 4 to 8 p.m., I'm going to be running 5-5-10. Here's the information for that. Centers for Saturday has got Hayden back playing Danny, Frankie, Habib. So all those players playing tonight. Joe's actually playing. So there was a miscommunication. Joe thought he was playing today, ended up being an alternate. So he's going to be playing tomorrow. So 5 of these players playing tomorrow from this stream. Some 3 newcomers, Paul Tassone, Jacob Linton, and somebody else. It's like somebody else that I'm trying to figure out right now. It is. Oh, Bridge Mike's playing tomorrow. So. All right. I just got a couple. I just got a couple of texts. Want to know if they're going to be playing post stream. So I'm going to step out and then between hands, going to ask if some of these players are interested in playing post stream. You guys have to be here in the booth. That's all I have to do.
Oh, I'm just doing a little dance.
Yeah, just you have to be in the booth. That's why I'm laughing for the record.
Yeah.
So
So,
right.
anyways, Hayden is going to play a hand. I thought it was a 3-bet.
Yeah, I think this is one of those like
Even the dealer was like, "Oh, you're 3-betting." When you haven't 3-bet in a while and you suddenly
3-bet.
almost 3-bet, then everyone's shocked.
What happened? Okay.
There we go. Okay, now let's see this flop. Anybody? All right. And Sam's going to make a bet here. The 400, excuse me. I think this sizing is a little on the large side. We have a lot of board coverage here. We have the ace of diamonds, so we can't get called by much worse. And now he's laying a price that DW can possibly find a fold with his ace deuce. This is why we got to think about our sizes, because he should be getting value from DW's hand by making a little bit smaller of a sizing. But we take it down and move on to the next hand. All in all, I think everybody's, played well and had some great creative lines, and I love the various aggression that we've seen. I love some of the sneaky plays we've seen. It definitely been a fun stream to watch. All right, the action tracking is we're having some miscommunication there, but now I think we're straightened out. Basically, a lot of limping and a lot of people seeing this flop. Real quick.
Let's turn everything off.
So Habib with the best of it. River's a straight. Flop's a gut shot.
I have a two pair too. Uh-huh. That's a straight. I know that. I was waiting until he's gonna raise. Wow. Because I know 8 order. That is coming. I call
I don't think it is on. It is on.
It wasn't on because you switched to mic 3, and I turned on mic 2. Got it. That was my fault. User error again. I turned off Kim's mic when I sat in the booth. I apologize for that.
He wanted to shut me out.
Are you on now?
It doesn't sound like it.
There, now you're
we
on.
go.
I already put 150. I think
You still on? No? How about now?
Yes.
Weird. I'm just going to leave them all on. We're not going to mute anything.
No one's muted.
So I came in, muted the wrong stuff, and you got...
You just shut me out for a while.
I
It's
do
no big deal.
apologize. That's the worst. I'm the worst.
How's it going out there?
Really good. The tournament was a $300 buy-in black chip bounty tournament. We hit 20 players on a Friday night. That's pretty small for a Friday night. We normally do better than that, but it's been
How's the
getting...
cash games?
Cash games are bumping.
Nice. Awesome.
It's a lot of players out there on the cash game. Habib with pocket jacks under the gun.
He just limped.
Limps. Has he been
Yeah.
doing that?
No, not exactly.
That's something new? He's balancing his limp ranges?
I guess so. Fortunately, he still just has the best of it. What happened to the flop? It went away. I saw it for a second.
They haven't had Danny check yet.
Okay, there you go. Now we got it. Okay, cool. They just went back.
So it all checks around on the flop.
The spoiler is running out worse and worse for.
Now RV
RV.
Phil has a pair and a gut shot.
And
He's gonna bet.
and with the 2 overs, I would have expected this to possibly work, but maybe Habib plans on just check calling 100%.
Just getting sticky.
Yeah. Let's see if RV Phil's got one more big bet in him. Nope. Just checks it down. Oh, here he comes with another slow roll.
Habib with the slow rolls.
At least everybody knows to expect it now. Everybody's very good-natured about it, though, so
I like Habib. He's
Yeah.
fun.
yes.
Danny getting relaxed.
Very relaxed. I was mentioning how jealous I am of his massage.
Joe is new to the stream. I was working on the tournament. I haven't been watching the stream at all. How's he going?
He's down. He's definitely down a little bit. A couple bluffs didn't work out, but he has been playing well. He's had some good, solid strategy in mind, and some of it hasn't panned out. But he's a solid player. I've definitely played 2-5 with him at the other place, and he's an all around nice guy. I don't want to make bad habits.
No, it's
I could
okay.
go somewhere else and get in trouble. So I'm just trying to
I got
stay
you. I got
balanced
you.
and balanced in my permissions.
That's perfect. No, I have. So I switched the settings. Has that helped with the action and action on next where it's?
It still shows 2 hands.
Yes, now it does. I had it on just showing 1.
Oh, yeah.
So when somebody folded, you wouldn't see what they folded because they folded too quickly.
Okay.
So now we have when it's your action and when it's the next person.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. That's what we always had done. I switched it
I
for today, and I didn't
don't
like it.
this.
This new skin?
skin.
Oh, you're in the minority.
I know everybody likes it. Well, one thing I don't like is this kicking over too many of the players over here.
Okay, what I can do is make it a little bit smaller.
Yeah, so that it kicks less players over.
All right. I'm going to do it between hands because...
Oh, I
No?
don't have
You
to
scared?
do that for me. Yes, I'm scared. Remember, I'm bad luck.
But
you could accidentally click a button, and then it's just going to
Okay.
look like it's my fault.
No, I won't do it then. I'll do it tomorrow. So, because yesterday was the first time we used this skin.
No, but if you shrink it, then people will have a harder time seeing it, right?
Right. It was at
On the phone.
50%, and I made it 100%. I can go to 75, 80, see what it looks like.
We should look at it on the phone
We'll
and
do
see
it,
how it
yeah.
looks. Because
Have you looked at it on the phone?
No.
Okay.
I'm not like you guys. I can't multitask. I just try to focus on one thing at a time in the booth. Yeah, I feel like if you made it any smaller on the phone, that it would
Too
be tough
small.
to see. Yeah,
Got it.
so I think it's good.
Just leave it.
Can you do 4-color deck with this?
Ooh.
That might help a little bit.
Ooh. All right.
Really? You're going to click buttons?
I'm a
I know you're a professional, but
Professional button clicker.
But you might not be. Your professionalism might not outweigh my unluckiness in the booth.
All right. See, here's adjust size. I jacked it all the way to the top. I'll leave that alone.
Oh, Habib's got pocket kings. Make a big.
Is he going to slow
Squeeze.
roll? Ooh. Big 4-bet. Makes it 400.
Well, I mean,
In the
his
big blind?
original raise was 125 or something like that. Right here.
Okay, DW raised to 100. Habib 3-bets to 400.
There you go. Yeah.
I wonder why it doesn't say 300 to call under DW. So, do you want to peek? He does show them both. The king and the king. Cisco says 4-color is boss. I agree. I like the 4-color. Have you given out any points lately?
I'm not a point.
You don't care about
person.
points?
I do care. I
But
always
you don't
gamble
award?
them. I'm
Okay.
point broke though. So
All right.
unless
What's the
I'm
last
in the
time
chat,
you gave points? Is it 1,000?
I think he did 2,500 at some point.
All right. I'm gonna go with 3,500.
Wow, extra generous.
Boom. Don't tell Eddie because I'm very stingy with points.
Good luck, guys. Gamble away. All right, now we got real hand DW. Let's go.
Dwayne, middle position.
Okay.
So he raised it 100 last hand and makes it 225 this hand.
I didn't see the 5. I didn't see the 5. I'm showing it. I see.
Oh, now Hayden getting a massage. Nice. Oh my gosh. Sam wakes up with pocket queens. Holy moly.
What a
This
cooler.
is very unlucky for poor DW.
It's gonna make it easy for King Queen to fold with a raise and a re-raise. Queens against tens. The fours does get out of the way.
Welcome to the cooler.
Yeah, tough spot here.
So he must have been really short stacked. There's only 1,700
look at this
pot.
Holy moly. We
He's a king.
Your returns clause.
man.
Let's go. Clip it, hand. We got to make this clip it. What hand is this? Hand.
Hand 84.
Hand 84. We're gonna clip it. Oh, I think one of the things we need to do, like for pre-stream,
Yes.
is like some of these. Dang it! I forgot to record.
I didn't.
Yes. Good job, Eric Anderson. One time. Put together some of these clips.
Poker
So-
Monkey says this happened once before.
So I'm fielding some. The reason I stepped out is because I'm fielding some text for players that are watching the stream that want to know if these players are going to play post stream. So, in a couple minutes.
Sick burn.
Yeah. So in a few minutes, you're going to see me stand behind Kara and say, "Hey," and then they start laughing. I was just like, "Hey, look, guys,
Just saying.
Just saying." So, and I've
People want on this table.
they want to play. So,
That's great.
yeah.
Like the story you tell when you first started playing, and they would go, "Eddie, come play with us," and you thought these guys are so great.
Yeah,
So nice.
Yeah,
Why do they always-
Hayden did
They
it at
wait for
Champions
me.
League. Yeah, they're like, oh, they left the seat open for me. They want me to play. They're just trying to take my money.
They just sit around and wait for me to show up.
Not falling for it ever again.
Yeah.
And the table broke as soon as I.
Yeah,
left.
like why did?
Wow, Joe with aces. We got a bunch of big
Holy moly.
hands right in a
Premium
row.
on premium.
Yeah, he was running really well when he first sat down. Lost a big hand to Carlos or Habib, one of those players.
Carlos.
Yeah.
Mark, after this hand, I will bring up cumulative.
Everybody always asks that, and it's like, where were you 5 minutes ago?
Yeah, right?
Come on, Mark. No, I'm just kidding. Thank you for tuning in, Mark. We love having you in the
Here we go,
chat.
Joe with aces here. We're going to go Texas heads up. Looks like it's going to be 4 ways. 4 ways to this flop.
All right, all right.
Just a friendly little poker game with
Yeah.
What's happening? Somebody 3-bet? Oh, our refill 3-bet. Oh, no. That gives Joe an opportunity to 4-bet.
Yep. And 4-betting to squeeze and isolate. I don't foresee RV Phil folding here.
What do we have? About 60K on the table right now.
All right. Our refill needs to smash this flop like he's been doing all night long. Let's see if he can do
You
it.
see me standing here bottom right because I'm getting ready to ask. All right, let's see what we got going on here. Wow, look at this.
Well, that is the exact opposite of smashing. It's when your opponent smashes instead.
Yeah. Now
But
does Joe
fortunately
slow
for
down?
our refill, he really doesn't have anything. So
Yeah, would you check back this board sometimes? It's a pretty dry board, 8-6-4. No one's gonna have 6s or 4s, right? Joe has all the ace X hands,
Especially when
and his 4-bet,
Yeah.
he has aces, kings, ace, king. So he could, this may not be a 3-street value flop.
is RV talking?
yeah, he did say something, but I don't know.
Oh, gonna make the call here.
A little bit of a float. The
Yeah.
bet size was very small, so
Yeah.
I guess he's hoping for like maybe like a 7 of spades on the turn.
Or jack
jack
of spades.
There we go. This could be a little bit
7
problematic.
outs. Only the 10 of spades has been folded, so he's got a lot of clean outs.
Yeah. It's about 16%.
A lot is a relative
yeah,
term.
Right. He's got 16% equity.
No German moneymaker. I still love 9/8 suited.
I think I remember this
Yes.
conversation.
Yes, but I will tell you that I've been very well behaved with this hand.
Wow, he's gonna lead the turn.
Oh no!
Dang
All
it.
right, well this.
And RV has, it's going to cost him. See, it doesn't tell us what it costs anymore in this skin.
Yeah.
Oh.
But we know, we can do the math. It's 2,800 and minus the 12 that he put in, so it's 1,680 to call.
Yeah, it's a very small raise considering
8,000 in the pot.
relative to the pot, but I mean, if we're going to bet this turn, we might as well just jam it in. Now this decision should be fairly easy, but I can tell that we might not have had a plan other than just betting.
Yeah.
We
And
need
I
to have a plan.
Like,
I mean, the math is almost there, isn't it? There's 8K in the pot. It costs him 1,600.
100%. Yeah.
yeah. And it's like,
So
which is why I'm not a
So
big
when you
fan.
said it's obvious what to do, I was like, and that is? Because I would have called, but I think that's wrong.
no, definitely correct to call
Okay,
now. Once
okay.
we put all this money in,
Yeah.
for sure.
Especially with if he was chasing like a gutter to a straight.
Right.
Right.
Then
that's
you
a
can fold, but you got a
'cause you have
flush
less
draw.
outs. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Even one street for this price.
Yeah, I was thinking call, but I figured I was wrong
Yeah.
because I'm a fish.
I unfortunately don't think that he understands the math behind this unless we're not seeing the chip counts correctly.
Yeah.
That's always a possibility that the
It's
chip
only
counts are wrong.
1,600 to call. It's an 8K.
2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 85.
Well,
actually.
not his math we care
Five,
about. We care about what Joe
995.
actually put in the pot.
Yeah. No, yeah. I just want to see what. Yeah. So,
So his stack having 10K
6,
is.
7, 8, 85. He's at 3.
I actually want to see what did he put out there. Is that only
No. So I think
$3,000.
that's correct. There's
okay?
228. Yeah. I think that's right because
So the math was all correct
Yeah.
on
So
that.
that's 5. I mean, I'm pointing at the screen to you. These guys
Yep.
in chat can't.
That's fine.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, snap call now. I agree, your moneymaker. That's a snap call in that spot right there. All right, so you're going to hear me. Who's that handsome guy in the background?
I've gotten a couple of texts from some people either watching the stream or just know we have a stream going on that are interested in either coming up here to potentially play after the stream at these stakes. If anybody's interested. So,
Yeah, there's people
you guys know that. A couple of folks, if you guys are, it's fine. If you're not, it's cool, but I just want to let you guys know that.
They're speeding here after watching Danny play. That guy just keeps putting chips over time.
No, that's what I mean.
I've got 3 confirmed players.
I love it.
So, I mean, I'll let them know who they are. So,
Who is it?
Harvey Castro, Rich Mike, and this is just 2. So,
6 calls. Joe's on your back.
Kim is the third one, right?
What?
Kim ain't
jump
not playing.
into
She
that.
looked tired. She got a headache.
Heck no.
You can say hell no. It's okay.
7 calls.
Turn down this table mic, giving me.
Oh yeah, I'm
massive
sorry.
headache.
Oh, flush draw. I was like, wait a minute. There's no draw. But, okay, I see it.
Okay, I'm not gonna.
A lot of nice playable hands in this. This
We can finish the
Yeah,
stream up
as well.
3-handed. 3 ways in the booth here. All right, Danny here with ace queen suited, and everybody sees it. RV filled pocket 8s. Somewhat playable hands, like Kim said. I don't hate the 3-bet here. We all know that Danny's not going anywhere.
9 meets you. 9
Could potentially 4-bet.
4-bet.
Yeah, definitely could 4-bet that hand. Especially
he's
to try
trying to get Habib
Yeah,
out
yeah.
as well.
Right.
Yeah.
So, oh, he did 4-bet. Okay, so 4-bet to squeeze.
Now it says call to 375. Weird.
It's like almost like it's just delaying. It's like over hesitating or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think Habib folded 10-9, right? I could be wrong, but.
No, 3-4 spades.
Oh, just kidding. So we would have flopped the flush draw, so. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, fold there. RV filled with a bottom with a pair below the board, no spades, unblocking any particular draws. And again, that's a really good board for Danny's 4-bet range right there with the king high. Was it 2 spades on that flop? Or
Yeah, 2 spades.
2 spades in the club? Yeah, okay. Yeah. Habib.
Habib is mourning his loss of his flush draw.
I love Habib. Habib, I talked to him
And
this
he doesn't
morning.
even know if he would have ever even got there. He could have saved a lot of money.
Of course he gets there. Bite King says getting 5-1 is actually right on the line. You need to win 70% of the time, not a clear jam.
Which hand was that? The Joe versus...
Where RV Mike folded that
RV
flush
Phil.
draw. Or sorry, Bridge Mike, RV Phil.
Yeah.
I don't
Carlos
know
with
if you
pocket
could
eights this time.
jam your chips in if
No,
you're
but I
just
would have
calling.
called.
Yeah.
You're not really jamming, though, is my point. You're jamming implies an aggressive action. You're just calling.
Yeah.
We're not jamming anymore. We're just calling. No,
I would
by
call
king,
with aggression.
My point was that if he had planned on donking that turn for that size, given his opponent's stack,
Then you call
should
it
just-
off.
No, you just. I suggest that you rip it all in instead of just
Got it.
making the small bet.
Right.
If you make the bet and then the guy goes all in, you cannot fold for that price.
Right.
So my point is like, if we're going to bet there, we have to call.
Yeah, you have to be
and
willing to call
then
the jam.
if you're going to bet there, why don't we just get it in anyways?
And now, if you're leading
and then
the-
you're hoping that your opponent can find a fold.
Right.
Basically, you need a plan.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, if that was like pure air bluff, because he check called flop.
Yeah.
And if he was just like leading the turn with like complete air, then
Right.
obviously it's an obvious
gut
fold.
shot.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for a
like
gut
you
shot
said,
or just
yeah.
like complete air, like ace high or something. Oh, it's ace. He had ace, but you know what I mean, like with
Yeah.
king jack offsuit or something like that. Like, that's an obvious fold. But then, the implied odds are there to try and chase that spade at that price at that point. So. Oh, I thought Habib was in the hand when he said flush. So I was like really confused for half a second.
Habib's been slow rolling these guys.
He's the king of slow rolls.
That's great.
He would do
Yeah.
really well on Hustlers Max Payne Monday because
Yes,
they
100%, yeah.
encourage slow rolling on that stream on Monday at Hustler Casino.
So funny.
So we got about 35, 40 minutes left in this stream. Again, we're 3 deep in the booth. Senor Eric, the almighty shot block Anderson, taking over the 1 seat. Got Texas Kim as our guest analytical commentator, and I'm here just standing.
Well, we see 2 playable hands back to back. We got
Yep.
Frankie with ace jack suited, pocket 4s for Sam. Both playable given the situation.
Too young, good looking. See? Shit, Rick.
Yeah, good. Okay, Carl's gonna make the call. D-Dub's. Oh, D-Dub comes. Oh, wait, no.
Wow.
I bet Hayden thought there he was gonna. I had a feel. I was thinking that Hayden's maybe gonna 4-bet squeezer, but then or 3-bet squeeze.
Yeah, and then Joe does it.
and then
in front
Joe
of him.
does it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like,
Ace Queen shrinks up at that
Yeah.
point.
Yes, for sure. Actually, just is just a sign of like how bad he's running because that's his spot, but it gets taken by someone else
Right.
in front and with the exact same hand, which is
don't you hate it,
ironic.
Kim? Like when you're like, okay, you see your cards, you look at your cards, you're like, yeah, I'm gonna make a move, and then somebody makes a move, and you're like,
that mostly happens in tournaments.
Yeah.
I
That
was
never
my
even
move.
bother doing it in
Cash.
And cash because you shouldn't be looking at your hand until the action's on you.
fair, yeah, but like in tournaments,
but
you're like,
tournaments, you're like preparing for like, okay, if
Jack
it
10
gets to
suited,
be,
yeah, I'm gonna rip it or I'm gonna 3-bet. Then you get like
those
a
raise all in call. You're like, never mind.
yeah, auto muck.
Yeah, for sure. Did you just lie about his hand?
Yes.
Okay, that's funny.
I think he showed a hand and he said, I had 2 of them.
Yeah.
He showed like 1 card.
Yeah.
Probably the queen. Min in the background talking about the 257 entries we had Wednesday night for Katie's game.
Yeah,
That's
great
awesome.
game.
$100 buy-in. First place was $5,300
On a one, it's a 52x, 53x you're buying.
on a $100.
On a $100
tournament.
buy-in on a Wednesday night.
Did not
That's
reach the
amazing.
final table till after midnight,
Yeah, that was
and the
gross.
Asian sensation powered through on his own.
Yeah. Got Carlos, the chat pro in the chat.
Very
Welcome
nice.
to the Friday night 5/10/25 live stream here. Hayden, did he just wave after
Yeah.
he raised
He races to 250
and then waves?
I think Habib asked what it was, and who raised?
Oh, okay. I thought he was waving.
Yeah. Yeah.
I want to see what they play.
Yeah, nice.
Habib's the best. I need to go back to his restaurant and eat some of that pita bread. It is so good. Shout out Habib's restaurant.
Oh, Danny out flopping everybody.
Yeah.
Relax. I'm on the game. Relax.
Not a bad turn card here for Hayden, though. Just going to check.
Danny's got an open ender to go with his pair.
Yep.
They trap me.
3 of diamonds does not change anything. Would you like to see Hayden bet the turn there?
I think he realizes something must be wrong here.
His spidey senses are tingling. He's like, I don't want any part of this. Never
Yeah.
mind.
That board just smashes Danny and Habib's range.
Yeah.
So I think it's fine. It looks you look like a sissy, you know,
Yeah.
checking all the streets after you raise. But
I don't know why they keep tricking.
We were saying, I don't know why they keep checking.
Yeah.
Patrick Gaffney in the chat saying, big fan of Joe Johnson. We will see more of him in the future, and we will like it. Yeah. So, Patrick, what was funny was we moved this week, and I was sending, I was.
that's awesome.
That's funny.
What did he say?
Anybody want a piece of that? Whoever's watching?
The people who are like racing over here.
Yeah,
to
they're
get in
racing
the game.
over here to play this stream, post stream. Anyway, so I'm slightly miscommunicated with Joe. He's playing the 5/5/10 stream tomorrow, and he thought that was today. But I told him 5/10/25. I effed that one up. That's my bad. I apologize. By the way, I told him since I messed up, we have to give him some free time. But that's on me.
Okay.
Yeah, because he drove all the way up here from where he was. Anyway. He's like, well, if there's something that opens up, let me know. And then Joe Sebring was like, didn't respond until after the stream started. Like, oh yeah, something happened. So I call him up. He's like, I'm on my way. So. Hi,
Squirrel.
time. You're a good time. You're a good time, man.
Hey, let's give him a sweater.
Yeah.
I'm up in Minnesota, and he keeps saying, we're going to give away sweaters. And my wife's saying, hoodies. Hoodies.
Yeah.
Don't they know what hoodies are?
All right. So all 3 players getting a piece of this
Everybody.
board.
Habib's not folding to 1 bet.
Never.
Not on his straddle.
Especially not against.
Carlos and DW.
Yeah, against these players. Snap call. He called before the camera even got to him. Like Carlos and DW with the same hand. Nine of clubs. It brings in the front door flush draw. Some potential additional straight draws. And they have to. Carlos. Oh my gosh! And Habib is still going to make the call here. I wonder if Carlos is going to fold here.
Non-believer.
Yeah.
I don't blame him.
Yeah.
No.
I mean,
'Cause there's
2
better
players
ace-X
in the pot
on that board,
and
6 of
then
spades.
All this is the running.
And
the
Habib
run out
just
is
snap
getting
calling.
worse
Yeah. Did you hear Carlos?
He said something about truckers.
Yeah, something about mothers and truckers.
and worse. Yes.
Guess what I did while you were out of the booth? Gave away 3,500 points.
Man, what are you talking about? I gave away 30K last Friday.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
He caused inflation. Yeah, they kept calling them sweaters, so I texted them and told them they're called hoodies.
And
Poker Monkey agrees.
I corrected. So get Eric taking over the Texas Oprah point giveaway.
Well, I said what did he give away? She goes, I think 2,500. I said, I'm going to give away 3,500.
I was like, wow.
Price is Right style. I should have gave away 2,501.
Yeah.
Oh man, being a mom is really cramping my poker style.
Yeah.
It is way past my bedtime.
I went to bed at 7 a.m.
I had a
that's
weird.
the poker life. Mom life.
See, Mark wants to give away more hoodies.
Mark Wee is on Team Oprah.
Yeah, Team Texas Oprah.
Yes.
Look, Danny gonna squeeze here, and I like that because, when I first started playing poker, I used to think Ace Jack offsuit was a good hand. It's not that good of a hand.
No,
it's not a bad hand, but it's not that good of a hand as I thought it was because there's better aces out there and blah blah blah. So now it's funny when I see Ace Jack. It's kind of like a raise or 3-bet or fold for me, depending on action and position. So
Yes, and that's
and I would have never done that before. A year ago, I would have
Right.
just limped or just called an open.
I'm one of these rare people that has an RFID table in my basement.
So sick.
And I was watching my stream back. I was getting ready to raise with Ace Jack, and the guy to my right raised, and he's a super tight guy. And I just snap folded Ace Jack.
Yeah.
And people are like, oh my God, I can't believe he folded that. Well, he had Ace Queen. But
Yeah.
It was just
And
a little story about nothing.
No, but Ace Jack offsuit, it's a hand that a lot of players in 1-2 or some of these smaller stake games overplay. All right, we're going 5 ways. Hayden
heads
flopping the best of it, the top pair.
Could he possibly win a pot?
Yeah.
Oh, it gets checked
Put
around.
some bit-
Oh, there we
just-
go. Here we go. Oh my gosh, let's hold our breath. He might win a hand this stream. Oh,
RV
Phil giving him a little hustle with his second pair. Let's go.
Don't blame him. Could be putting Hayden on some sort of a draw. Straight draw. King of diamonds. Yeah, he's going to probably check back and kind of check call. Yeah, this is going to go check. Unless RV feels just going to get nasty here. Yeah. Hayden going to take down a little pot here. Little confidence booster.
Is that what we call it? We call that a rake back. There's no rake, but I mean annies and blinds,
Right.
You get a little bit of your annies and blinds back.
Carlo, the
Ace-
chat pro, wants to know who's in the booth. I'm going to pop this
Let's pull
camera
us
on
up.
for a
Yeah.
second.
So
Hello,
please give me a
hello.
warning.
Yeah.
No camera, please.
No
Yeah,
camera.
So Carlo, the white guy you're seeing, the white guy, that's Senior Eric, the almighty Chop Block Anderson, live stream manager here at Poker House Dallas. Got guest commentary here.
Thank
Pull that
you.
over.
There you go.
Yeah,
That's
you go. Much
better.
better picture. Texas Kim, who is a regular here on our stream, and a DFWO staple with the back leg. And then I'm Eddie, the Asian sensation in the booth. Finishing up this stream 3 deep in the booth. And no Cisco. So Cisco was my best man at my wedding, so you weren't here for this story. He lived 6 houses down from me,
Okay.
and we were so lazy we would drive to each other's house in Houston in the summer, and it was hot. But that's neither here nor the story. He was my best man at my wedding, and Ace 8 off. Why are you asking is Ace 8 off better than Ace Jack off? You can answer that question yourself because J is better than 8. I'm just messing with you, Cisco. But
Is he a poker player?
yeah,
Okay.
I don't know if he's joking, if that was a slight troll, and I don't know.
Who just won 12K?
Lego, it was actually 13K
Oh,
Where
at
did you
the
just?
other place.
at the other
Oh,
place.
nice.
Texas Card House won
Yeah.
last Saturdays.
He Saturdays he made the live stream. He crushed.
Nice.
Nice little first 5-digit win for Chris
Oh, Carlos
Lego.
says, I know Texas Kim. She's a killer.
Yeah,
Well,
she
thank
is.
you.
Cisco says, you know me.
Yeah, I was like, I'm pretty sure
Oh,
that's a
I'm
troll.
kidding, obviously.
You know, it's funny. He calls me a killer, and I take that as a compliment. And then I think of, like, you know, the violent descriptions and how I, like, my post on
Beast.
Facebook got
I know.
flagged because I said the word murder.
Yeah.
I shared it on
said,
the
"I'm gonna
Poker House
murder."
Facebook page, and I got flagged. And I was like, whoa.
Yeah, because I said I would murder a few poker players. And relative to that, guys, I was just talking about how, like, you know, poker
Frustrating
players.
it is.
Yeah, it's hard hosting these streams and having to go back and forth with, like, you know, 8 different people, 9 different people week to week, and you're just, you know, and then their communications are either poor or, I mean, I'm dealing mostly with men. No offense to, you know.
None taken because I totally
No.
get it.
Because
No, that's accurate.
It's accurate.
They're so bad at communicating, like, oh yeah, you know, I'll let you know soon, or whatever. It's like, I told you were supposed to let me know yesterday, and then it's just funny. It's a rough one, and I said the word murder in a Facebook post, and I got flagged. So I
Right.
had to hurry up and delete that. So that
RV Phil with
didn't
middle
seem like I
pair.
would
No
actually
one with
murder
a king
anybody.
here. 4 of hearts. Brings in backdoor heart draw. No one with hearts. No one with diamonds. I think whoever takes the betting lead here on this turn, which is RV Phil probably, with second pair.
200.
Your best man is complaining he has 4 loyalty points.
Play better, bro.
Yeah.
Play better on the Streamlabs gamble. Play better. That's what Kim says. She tells me to play better and stop being you use an adjective that I can't say on YouTube because I don't want to get
Oh,
demonetized.
weenie, you said
Yeah, a weenie. It was definitely not weenie. I promise you that. All right, RV Phil here with the best hand.
Is he bluffing right now?
No, I think he's.
Or does he think he has the best hand versus his
That's very
opponent?
confusing. Not sure about that.
I actually think he's bluffing because that sizing 800. I'm not sure. Well, I mean, he's not going to get a king to fold, right?
Yeah.
And no one really has a
Well,
king that hand.
it came out heart, so the backdoor flush comes in.
Yeah, but even if you
He bet when the first heart came, when he had a flush draw, potentially.
yeah, and based off that action, he bet 80% pot on the river, right? That's not a. I'm not sure what he's targeting based off pre-flop and flop action, right?
Right.
So he may think his 9 is not good there. I don't know. So it's a weird size bet. It's a weird bet.
A value bluff.
Yeah.
Cisco, I don't even think you can play the gamble game until you have 10 points.
Yeah.
Gambo.
So
I gave away
too bad.
3,500.
Too bad these guys can't hook you up.
Yeah.
Oh wait, they can.
All
I
right.
know a guy.
I know a guy. I know 2 guys
I mean,
in the
at
booth.
least give him 10 so he can gamble.
Cisco, we're gonna give you some points just because you were my best man at my wedding and you were my best friend growing up 6 houses down.
And because I asked.
Yeah,
I have
and because
to poll.
Texas Kim asked.
You have 5 points. You've been watching for 0.8 hours.
He's been off and on.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
he must be like,
I think he's working out now, actually.
yeah. He's
All
probably.
right.
'Cause he
Whatever
does,
you
he
do-
fields calls.
Don't tell anybody. We just gave you 1,000 points.
All right.
Gamble away.
No one with much anything. RV Phil flopping the best hand.
Again.
10-7 with 8. RV Phil having a good night.
Yeah.
I like that.
What?
RV Phil having a good night.
Yeah, 100%. He's a great guy. It's so, super fun on the stream.
Six, 7.
Because Texas Kim is a G.
Thanks.
Checks around on the turn. 2 of spades. Doesn't change anything.
Are we Phil going to take another one down if he doesn't have to fold? I
1,400
think
in
he's
the pot.
allowing someone to take a stab at it.
Yeah. I don't know if German Moneymaker's still in the chat, but I bet you if he was here and they found out they were playing post-stream, he would probably be in the room already.
Yeah. Too
Get
bad
on
his
the list.
flight would be like 18 hours or
Yeah,
something
so
ridiculous.
there's a guy, like, he comes like every 3 months, right? Because of his...
Okay.
Looks like we have about 10, 15 minutes left in this live stream here. Poker House Dallas, Poker House Live.
Where's the CCR tonight?
I don't know if I'm playing CCR tonight.
You won the last 2 nights.
I know, but I haven't played much. And
Oh, so you need to work?
yeah. Kim gave me a mini pep talk in the booth.
Okay.
I'd be potentially down for it. We've already been to Twin Peaks once today.
Yeah.
But it is
it's
lingerie
still
Friday.
Lingerie night. I
Yeah.
don't disagree with that statement. So I was joking earlier in the chat that I don't know how to get to many places, but I know how to get to 3 Twin Peaks in Dallas by memory.
Oh wow! Wait, did DW just fold Queen 10 of Hearts?
Possibly.
That has to be an error.
I can pull it up on the YouTube.
All right.
I was
Joe
busy.
with nothing. Habib with middle pair with a redraw to the king high flush.
Don't worry, Cisco. We're not questioning your loyalty.
Yeah.
Just
Queen-
your point management skills.
He did fold the Queen
I
10
did
of
kill.
hearts.
Mark, are you talking about the Wednesday game, the 1-3 carnival game? I did crush it on that. First hand, I sat down on the 1-3 game. The guy opens, and the guy on the button makes 265, and I have aces. I was like, man, I have 1K. My only 4-bet sizer is just to rip it, because SPR is super weird. It's one of those weird stack sizes, because I can't just make it 500. You know.
I mean, you could.
I could, but against this player profile, I just rip it. Snap calls with jacks, and the flop is 555. So
Nice.
quick double up on that hand. Lots of, some kind of bled a little bit because playing a little too tight, and then I was straddling, and then Mark's freaking double straddling because he's Mark's to the left of me.
As you should, Mark. Punish him.
Asshole. I can see that on there.
I don't know specifically.
But probably not to your loyal fans.
Yeah, it's okay. I'll just ban him. Put him in timeout.
Ooh, yes. Let's go, Hayden. I'm not supposed to root for anybody, but
Yeah, it'd be nice to see him win.
I want to see Hayden win a pot.
I wonder if he's going to raise here. Let's see what happens.
I think it would be borderline suicidal to raise Habib. in this
Habib,
spot.
I agree.
You're bloating it out of position. If you were in position, I
Yeah,
definitely
I agree.
think
I
it could.
agree with that assessment, Kim.
Don't make it bluff again like last time.
I like to listen to Habib talk.
Okay, now look
Now
at
he has a
that.
pair as well, so he picks up some more equity.
Yeah.
It's definitely
This-
not folding.
This might cost him now if he doesn't hit his club thinking his 8 is good.
No, I think he knows that Habib has a 10 here because he has the clubs, so it makes it
Okay.
less likely that Habib has clubs. Queen or an 8? Or a club. On the river. Let's get some run good to end this stream, Hayden. Oh, that's a good card. And theoretically, this queen should not change anything.
Yeah, that doesn't help him at all. Good pot size bet.
9 jack. Look my eyes, my flat.
Look at
Sorry. Habib is the funniest.
Look at Hayden photobombing.
I know.
Oh, I just saw
Photo
that.
there.
V with the superb camera skills.
Yeah.
Look at him analyzing the hand, though. Very nice thought process here by Habib. He says he wouldn't have called 150 on the flop with Jack 9, which is true. So what could he have?
He
He's
could
trying
have
to
Jack
figure
9
it out.
clubs, but yeah.
Yeah,
but
that would be it. Yeah.
Jack, that's really the only float on the flop based on that.
Yeah, by King. We'll show V pips after this hand.
Yeah. So one of the things we need to talk to, I'll show you. See how on there,
Yes.
it's the pre-flop action, it's
So,
cut off.
so that's because there was so much action.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense.
It's 3 actions after
Yeah, but I'm
every.
saying he should be able to boot something over to whatever.
Also, I jacked up.
Such a fun. People.
Look at me, look at me. Look at me, Hayden.
Look
Look
at me,
at me.
Hada.
I'll take this one, you take the next one.
Little Phil Hellmuth speech play.
I'll take this one, you take the next one. You take this one, I take the next one. Okay, take it. Go ahead, fold.
Well, that reverse psychology did not work for Hayden. He's like, damn
Like,
it.
all right.
He's like, that wasn't supposed to happen.
Here's our V pip. All right. That was great.
That was good speech
nice
play.
one.
Habib Phil. Excuse me, Habib and RV Phil up at the top of the VIP leaderboard.
Now Habib's going over to beat his ass. Oh no, he's harassing him some more.
That's what I love about this stream, like the lineups that we put together here. Like, you know, some of these guys can like
Good
have
chemistry.
Yeah, good chemistry. They have fun.
This is why we, do such a specific job with these lineups. We want people, as they're winning or losing, to have just a really great time, and
Yeah.
and it's important to protect that dynamic.
Yeah.
And that's one thing that I think y'all are doing very well here.
Renee says, I've tried that line when I wanted a call and it failed for me too. Cisco says, at what point in learning from losses is a good point to stop and apply what I've learned into winning? Like, when is the lesson over?
Touche, I like that. Boom, boom. All right, so Danny here turning a pair of kings. I believe we have a few hands left here.
Habib just never giving up, always going for it. I love it. He's just such a pleasure
so
to watch.
good.
Do me a favor, pull up Danny's profile.
Just straight up Danny?
Yeah, I haven't. No. I'm sorry, his profile. I haven't gone
Okay.
over him. He's the only place. I'm trying to figure out who I've gone. All right, in between hands, we're trying to show these. All right, in the ninths, we got Danny Marx, poker player, professional. Been playing over 20 years now, mostly cash. Favorite game, this game, tight aggressive. Best achievement last summer, winning the 2022 WSOP Circuit Choctaw main event just north here of Dallas in Choctaw. So that's Danny Marks. He's playing again tomorrow again with 3 or 4 of these other players. And then at the end of the stream, we'll probably bring up the Saturday. Yeah,
The
Saturday-
5-5-10
The 5-5-10
tomorrow?
that thumbnail for tomorrow.
4 to 8.
4 to 8 p.m. It's a different time tomorrow. We've been getting a lot of positive feedback on that 4 to 8 p.m. Saturday time slot.
Yeah. Gets us some post-stream dining options. Tonight the only place open is Twin Peaks if we hurry, and IHOP if we don't hurry.
Right. Cisco said, I'm glad y'all laughed, but no one answered. And again, we're laughing.
Cisco, I think that if you don't know the answer to your own question, we should probably reconsider
Keep swimming. Just keep swimming.
reconsider our poker aspirations.
There's a guy that's playing tomorrow, okay? And his quote, it's funny. I don't recommend it, but it's really funny. I probably shouldn't be saying this on the air. It's not that bad.
Oh my gosh!
It's not bad.
Now you can't say it can't be one of those. I want to share but not share.
No. Yeah. I gotta find it. Where's the
Teaser. Hey, speaking of ace-8 offsuit, Frankie snap folds in early position. Luckily for him, RV with ace-queen suited in middle position makes it 100. Is that a small raise by today's standards? It's.
I think there was no $50 straddle, so
Okay.
it was.
And if it was a small raise, it still worked. Let's pop up this transition real quick to Sinister Saturday.
Yep. Tomorrow, 5-5-10, 4 to 8 p.m.
Half of this table is going to be there.
Yep. Half the tables.
Is Hayden playing again tomorrow?
He is.
All right.
Yeah. So.
Maybe.
No.
I thought you were going to change your mind.
This guy. So the guy playing tomorrow. Gosh darn it! I gotta.
Never get in a fight with an IHOP employee, Renee says.
I've never
Looks
had
like
that
this
issue.
is it. They're doing the flip, so you guys want to close this out?
Yeah.
Close it out.
So here's a funny quote. He says, "If you have a gambling addiction, do not let it win. You must get your money back." I was laughing when I read that. So as we.
Habib wants to side bet.
What's that? Yeah, so we're gonna wrap it up here in the booth for this stream. Again, thank you for tuning in this Friday, 5/10/25. Match the stack here at Poker House Dallas, Poker House Live. Hope you tune in for tomorrow. Again, if you haven't yet, like, shared, or subscribed to our YouTube channel, go ahead and do that. Click for the notification tomorrow for the live stream from 8 p.m. 5/5/10. Yeah. What's that?
Josh says, y'all's thumbnails with the red border makes me think I've already watched a video and I skip over it while glancing at new videos to watch. Look for the live flashing.
Yeah. No, so I get it. So, we actually had a meeting about that today. We are working on a new thumbnail.
Right on.
It may not be this upcoming week, but definitely within the next 2 weeks, we are 100% going to be coming up with our own unique thumbnail. And so it'll make it very easy for you guys to kind of differentiate between streams that we have here, between streams that are actually being streamed elsewhere. So, again, let's wrap this.
Look at my eyes, my friend. You don't want to say what you have, right?
So,
Patrick Gaffney saying good stream.
yeah,
Thank you.
thanks for tuning in. Again, come back tomorrow. Renee, are you still on the alternate list tomorrow?
For the 5/5/10?
Yeah, I think he wanted to be on the alternate list. I think he thought it was still going to be 2-5. We've opted to change that to 5/5/10. Now, Renee, we've talked about, again, we had a meeting today, talked about instead of the PLO stream, maybe having that PLO stream once a month and maybe doing a 2-5 on Thursday, or like 2-5, I don't know, 2K cap, or 2-5 matches stack, or 1-3 1K cap. We're just trying to like make sure we're unique here. Why does that do that?
Because we've got too many resources going on. I just closed out of the
Why don't we get a better computer?
we got a better computer, but when we add the third monitor,
Oh yeah.
we are running so much more stuff right now.
Yeah, I'm not the computer guy, so. Chandler, come down to Texas. When are you coming down?
Danny wins with Jack 6.
Holy.
Habib flops a set of 6s, and Danny hits his one outer because Frankie's got a Jack.
Oh, wow, you're right.
Thank you, brother.
Wow, Danny hits his one outer to end the night.
Got him. So again, that's it for us here at Poker House, Dallas Poker House Live. Here we go.
All right,
In
let's
live stream cam, right here, webcam.
fix this and let's go to Max camera.
Yeah, let's take a look at these final stats really
I'm gonna
quick.
turn down that.
Oh yeah, so Cisco like does computer stuff. So I'd actually let him log in. So all right,
It's
so
hardware. I think we might need a better hard drive,
okay, let's
a
do
faster hard drive. I mean, that's
that. Sorry, you guys can hear the fan in my headset.
no, I like. We need the fan.
Yeah,
It's cold out there. It's hot in
very,
here.
very hot in here. All right, final VPIT stats. Habib, RV,
All right,
Phil.
I have to tell V, if you're watching this to the end, finish the last damn hand.
Yeah.
You always leave it up.
Yeah, so Habib, RV, Phil, highest VPIPs, 66, 51%, D-Dub, 45%. All the way down to Danny, Hayden, and Frankie, 34, 25, 18% respectively for those three
There,
players.
she finished it. Good job, V.
There we go. Pre-flop raise percentages. I think this is the first time all night we've looked at this. Not a ton of pre-flop raising. Habib and Joe Sam. A lot.
What do we have? 100 hands? 101 hands?
Yeah, so 1 in 5 hands.
That's not nothing.
Yeah, so
I mean, compared to his 70% VPIP,
right. So like I said, like let me look at see who's got the most.
Habib came to play.
If I were to look,
Who's got the closest?
yeah, it's probably gonna be Frankie. And again, he's only up a pinch, so
He won 90. Click on Frankie.
yeah. So one of the things I look about in terms of playing optimal. Sorry, did I get this cigar? In terms of optimal percentages, like the closer your VP is to your pre-flop ranges. Now, Frankie didn't play a ton of hands, right? The more optimal you play. So if like your VPIP's like 28% and your PFR is like 22%, that's like really ideal.
So he played. Now, this is a good stopping point after
Yeah.
4 hours because we played exactly 100 hands.
Yeah.
So he played 17 hands.
Right.
Raised 11 of those 17.
Right. So
Pretty good.
yeah. So aggression frequency. Got Habib, Sam, RV, Phil. Got half the table over 40%, and the remaining players in the mid to low 30s for aggression frequency. Let's take a look at the cumulative wins everybody wants to see here. RV, Phil, good night, 6K.
Good night for RV.
Carlos, 4,500. Joe, was up, then down, then up. Finished about 1K up. Sam, Habib, Frankie, booking small wins, and our 3 biggest losers, Danny, D-Dub, Hayden. So tough night for Hayden Fortini in the 8th seat. Same thing for Danny and DW. So they're going to be, those 3 players at the bottom are going to be coming back tomorrow. Going to be playing our 5-5-10 stream tomorrow, looking for redemption. So look for them to hopefully have a good night, good day tomorrow to get some chips back. That's it for us in the booth here. Lego will talk to you, talk to Cisco too about that kind of stuff. That is definitely not my area of expertise, but we'll go from here. So we're going to shut it down here, get a little bit of rest.
Are we going to go eat?
I don't know.
Twin Peaks.
All right. All right.
Twin Peaks Irving.
Let's go. That's it for us here in the booth.
CCR.
Pew, pew. All right.
We'll give it a minute.